and welcome back. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. My name is Brad. This is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. This is a special one, I suppose. Yeah, it is. It's episode 50 of my live vlogs, like a landmark type of thing. So yeah, the 50th episode, the 50th time I've done this. I've been very consistent, very consistent. I've done very well, in my opinion, really, really well. I just keep going, which is fantastic. So I'm just having a little warm up before I start. So what is today? It is the 26th of October. It's 2025, of course. 10 o'clock in the morning UK time. Today the clocks went back an hour, so I got an extra hour in bed, which was nice. A nice little small win. Gives us a little bit more daylight, doesn't it, I suppose, when the clocks go back in winter. Well, around autumn, let's say. What I'm going to be talking about today, so like I've just said, it's episode 50. Ideally today I get to 200 subscribers. I've got 197 subscribers, 197 subscribers. I hope today that I can get to up to 200. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. So anyway, I'm going to talk about something. It's about the psychology of being misunderstood. So the psychology of being misunderstood, why they don't get you, why do people not get you? I'm going to be talking about that. Being misunderstood is linked, in my opinion, to being underestimated as well. How and why do I know about all these things? Because I've experienced them throughout my life. For a lot of my life, I was unconscious of that, and it wasn't. I was unconscious of that. Yes, I wasn't. Good morning, Sander. Hi, Sander. I hope that you're okay. I hope that you're doing well. Thanks for joining me today. Thank you. I'm just going to pin that comment, by the way. Thank you. Pin message. Thank you. So manifesting 200 for you, Brad. 200 subscribers. That'd be amazing if I can achieve that today. That'd be a big thing, a landmark as well. So it's my 50th live, and let's manifest that as well. Let's get to 200 subscribers. That'd be amazing. That'd be great. Like a landmark kind of thing. Yes. So let's get into it. Have you ever felt like people don't really get you, or worse, they underestimate what you're capable of? I'm just going to put that in as a question. Let me just do that before I start. Have you ever felt misunderstood? One moment. Or underestimated? Or both? Let's go with that. Actually, one moment. It only lets me put so many characters into here. There we go. Have you ever felt misunderstood or underestimated? I'm going to leave that there while I begin to speak, of course. Let's have a little sip of coffee first. I'm just warming up, guys. Okay. So have you ever felt like people don't really get you? Or worse, they underestimate what you're capable of? So let me share an example. I think that's happened throughout my life. People have been taking my kindness for a weakness. People have not really got to know me properly a lot of the time. I felt like I was sometimes didn't really fit into social settings, social groups a lot of the time. I felt like I was on the periphery of let's say, got a hierarchy of people, like a friendship group. There's hierarchies everywhere, isn't there? In friendship groups, in workplaces. And I think a lot of people didn't really get me. I used to think a little bit differently. I think a bit deeper on things. I was a deep thinking type of person, observing, analysing. Naturally, that type of person to do those type of things. And maybe in some social situations, what I would do is I would discuss things deeper, look at things from a different angle, and you get brushed off a lot of the time. Like, what you're on about? That's weird. They don't understand what you're saying. They don't see where you're coming from, and then you stop speaking about those things because you don't feel like it fits in, and you end up dimming your light sometimes. I think I still do that sometimes as well within some social settings. People don't really want to listen to you. They don't want to. You try and talk about something, and they just brush you off. Basically, they just don't want to listen to what you've got to say, and then they can label you as weird, or they can just, or they just don't want to know what you're talking about or what you're thinking about. They don't see things that way that you see them, which is absolutely fine. But it can leave you feeling isolated, can't it? Sometimes, and feeling like a bit of an odd one out. Sandra's saying, same for me, Brad. I've always been underestimated and misunderstood. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. Maybe we do that to others as well at some point unconsciously. We can underestimate others as well, of course. Misunderstood. Most people don't even want to get to know you anyway, which is fine. Not everyone's going to be able to get to know you. And people who can only understand yourself, understand others based on their understanding, based on their perception anyway, their level. They can only see things from a certain perspective. If they're not open-minded enough, they're not going to be able to see you for who you are anyway. But I found that's happened a lot in my life, absolutely shitloads of times. And I've been underestimated. People think, oh, he's harmless, him. He's this, him. He's that, him. And people have tried to put me in a box so many fucking times. And I'm like, and deep down I'm thinking, no, that's not me. You're trying to label me as something that I'm not. You're trying to put me in a box to fit into your ideal, to make you feel comfortable. But I'm actually very capable of a lot of things. I'm bigging myself up here a little bit, but why shouldn't you? You should big yourself up sometimes without trying to be too egotistical, of course. And I found that to be a lot of times, and it still happens now. It happens at the workplace. And now I think sometimes to a certain extent. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to break it down. Psychology of being misunderstood, psychology of being underestimated. I think they're both linked, in my opinion, for me as personally. And I'm going to talk about how it can affect us, basically. Why it happens. We'll talk about why it happens, how it feels, how it can look. And I'm going to also talk about why you can use it to your advantage. Why can it be a good thing? That's what I'm going to discuss. Sandra's then saying, people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. Exactly, Sandra. People can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. They can't go any further. They can't go any deeper. They just don't. And a lot of people don't even meet themselves hardly anywhere, do they? It's just superficiality. It's just, some people are just very fake. They're very superficial, artificial, superficial. They don't really have many thoughts on anything. They just follow the status quo. They don't think about things deeply. Ignorance is bliss type of thing. They don't look into things deeply at all. They just stay as they are. And that's the way it is basically for some people. They're not going to truly understand a deep person because they're not deep themselves. They don't have that ability. Maybe they could have that ability if they put their minds to it, but they're just not going to. A lot of society, a lot of people are like that, in my opinion. Doesn't mean they're bad people. Doesn't mean that I think I'm better than those people, because that wouldn't be very fair, would it? They're just different. They're just different. They're on a different frequency, and that's okay. However, when you're in that situation yourself, it can be overwhelming. It can make you question yourself. So, what's that? So let me just write that down. One moment. So we're going to move on. We're going to move on to why people misunderstand you, the psychology behind it. Okay? I'm going to be referring to my notes, of course. I'm referring to my notes. It helps give me structure. However, I am going to be speaking in a live freestyling manner as well. Of course. So let me just begin. So, people will make snap judgments like that. Snap judgments. They just look at you one moment. Oh, you've got a skinhead. Like I've no hair. Oh, he's a thug. They could assume I'm a thug. He looks like a criminal. They could assume that about me. It's a snap judgment. You never spoke to me. You don't know who I am. But people make snap judgments. Do we all do that to an extent? Maybe we do. And it's to simplify the reality. People make snap judgments because it simplifies reality. It's how the brain conserves energy. It's like an easy thing to do. I'm going to put you in a box because it's the easy thing to do. That's what people can do sometimes. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but that's what people do sometimes, in my opinion. So what do? We judge people within seconds. Within a few seconds, we judge people. That could be based on the tone of the voice. It could be based on appearance. Obviously, the way someone dresses can say something about someone, but sometimes you could have somebody who appears to be rich. They're wearing Prada, they're wearing Emporio Armani clothes, Hugo Boss clothes. They've got a nice suit on. They look like they've got loads of money, but they might not have. That's a simple explanation of that. We judge people in seconds based on confidence and group association. Where is that person on that hierarchy? Oh, they're the boss of that. Say someone's at the top of a work hierarchy, they're the boss. So they'll look at that person as the all-knowing one, and then they might have the cleaner at the bottom, this person who's a cleaner, and they think, oh, that cleaner's not intelligent. The cleaner's not intelligent. The cleaner's at the bottom of the pile, and they'll underestimate that person. You've no idea what that person's capable of, though. We can very easily do those types of things. That can happen, absolutely. So as I'm going to continue, of course. So if you don't fit a familiar category, people will default to assumptions. So if you don't, sometimes people don't understand. They think, what's this person? They're actually really thoughtful. They're thinking about things that I never thought about. I don't know where to put that person. I can't put that person in a box. That's what these people can think. Let me just change that one moment. I'm going to change that. Why people underestimate others, I'm going to put. Why do people underestimate others? Let me just write that in. And misunderstand others, let's say that. I'm sorry if there's noise in the background. I can't put the question mark in there. There we go. There we go. I'll leave that up there so you know what I'm talking about. Why do people underestimate and misunderstand others? Sorry, I couldn't put the question mark in there unless we put so many characters into that text up the box, which is the box above me. So let's crack on. So if you don't fit a familiar category, people will default to assumptions about you. Oh, that person's weird. They're not fitting into those other boxes. They're not doing what everyone else is doing. They misunderstand you. They don't get you. They can only, like Sanders said, they can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. So they think this overthinking, deep thinker is strange and different. They're thinking outside the box. They're misunderstanding you. You're not fitting into any of their fucking boxes. The black and white type of thinking, the narrow-minded type of thinking. A lot of people are like this. So people can feel uncomfortable around deep thinkers sometimes. Absolutely, they can misunderstand them. How do I know? I've been there. I've fucking been there. Sanders then saying they underestimate based on their own perceptions of what someone should behave as. Absolutely. If someone has different ways, different beliefs, different values to us, we can underestimate them. Absolutely. Yep. It can make people feel uncomfortable. Very good. Well said there, by the way. You should wear these types of clothes. You should wear black pants with a blank top with black shoes. You need to wear all black. This is just a basic example. Anyone that wears another colour is, what the fuck is that all about? What a weirdo. They're wearing green clothes. How dare they wear green clothes? That doesn't fit in with the group dynamic. Look at that. They stand out. And then they'll start to judge those types of people just because they're fucking different. And they'll maybe perceive them as weaker, as strange, as odd, as undesirable, because they're not conforming to their narrow-minded thinking that people should only wear black clothes. I'm just giving you a basic example. That's what can believe. Someone might have different beliefs. Oh, I don't want children. I don't believe in a religion. I believe in spirituality. Just for an example, they think you're fucking weird. Oh, you don't believe in God. You don't believe in Jesus Christ. You don't believe in Allah, whatever it fucking is. Or you're not all right. You're a bad person just because you don't believe in the same religious beliefs that I do. A lot of people are like that. You need to believe in the one true God that these people can say. How dare you question everything? How dare you question the book of whatever book it fucking is? How dare you question this book that was written 2,000 years ago? Do not fucking question that, because this is the truth. And anyone who questions the truth is a bad person. They're evil. That can happen. That can fucking happen. What does that mean? These people, because they're so narrow-minded sometimes, they're underestimating that person. They're misunderstanding that person. They're not even listening to that person. They're just cutting them off straight away. They're a piece of shit, basically, they're thinking. Which is not right. She's not right, in my opinion, but that's what can fucking happen. I'm breaking down what Sandra said because it's very good. Different values to us as well. Everyone's got different values. Live and let live. Some people want children. Good for them. Do I hate them? No. That's a nice thing. Have a nice family, whatever. Some people don't want children. Some people are happy being on their own. They're single. There's nothing wrong with those things. But obviously people judge others because they're not doing what they do. Oh, that person likes this. When everyone else supports that football team, but they support this football team. Really basic way of saying it. And then they'll just dislike someone else because they like something else. It's sad. That's what happens. Like a group consciousness, isn't it? But not very, or not group unconsciousness, more like kind of thing. So anyway, thanks for that, Sandra. That's a very good one. Anyway, let me carry on. So an example is, what people think, oh, that person's quiet. That person's quiet. That means you're shy. If you're quiet, you're shy. Not always. Not fucking always. Just some people prefer to be quiet in a world that can't stop speaking. Some people just prefer to be quiet sometimes. I like to be quiet sometimes, believe it or not. I love being quiet sometimes. And then people can misinterpret that as you being shy. Or sometimes you'll have someone who's really talkative. They're really, really outgoing. They seem to be really outgoing, but they're shy as well. So it works both ways. There's many layers to people. People can be very complex. Most people won't look very deeply, though. They just look at surface level. They work at what you're wearing, what car you drive, where you live, what house you have, and they'll judge you based on those things. And it's not always correct. Not always correct. They can misinterpret calm for being disinterested. Just because that person's calm, they're laid back. Oh, that person's not interested. They're just chilling out in the corner. They don't give a fuck. Doesn't always mean that. And sometimes, I suppose this can work both ways. Some people can misinterpret confidence for arrogance. Someone who's genuinely confident, they've got loads of experience, they're backing up. The confidence is backed up by their experience. They're really experienced at whatever they are, whatever they're doing. Comes and they misinterpret that. Oh, look at that cocky person, they're arrogant. And it works the other way as well, of course. Some people are fucking arrogant as fuck. Arrogant behavior, but that can also be misinterpreted for confidence. But I think arrogance is just insecurity in disguise. True confidence isn't boastful, in my opinion. It just is. It's not boastful. Someone who doesn't really need to boast. They're just very competent, but they're humble about it at the same time. That's my interpretation of what true confidence is. It's not loud. It's not boisterous. Arrogance, on the other hand, it's very loud, isn't it? Most of the time, very loud, very bragging, brag. I did this, I did that, constantly. People can misinterpret that as confidence, and it's fucking not. It's insecurity, in my opinion, masking as confidence, let's say. So anyway, I'll carry on. I'm just gonna have a sip of water, guys. Sorry, one moment. I think it happens a lot. These types of things. Anyway, most people don't see who we are. They don't fucking see us. They don't know us. They're not even trying to get to know you. And they see the pattern you remind them of. So I'll say it again. Most people don't see who you are. They see the pattern you remind them of. Again, it's like I'm just going to put you in a box. Just going to put you in a box. That's easier for them sometimes. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, though. I like to think I do, at least. I think it's a better way of doing things. Anyway, I'm going to move on, guys. So, projection and insecurity. So why do people underestimate and misunderstand others? Sometimes it's because they're projecting. They're projecting their own insecurities. That's happened to me. I'm assuming it's going to happen to some of you guys at some point. So someone insecure, referring to my notes a little bit as well, of course, it helps me with this. People often project their fears or insecurities onto others. Fucking right they do. It's a coward's way though, isn't it? It's a coward's fucking way. Let me just check my microphone. My microphone's fine. Yeah. They're projecting their own insecurities and fears onto others. Someone insecure might perceive your confidence as arrogance, like I've just said. Oh, look at that. I remember I used to do triathlons, right? I was amateur. I was in a club, a triathlon club. And this is 10 years ago. I don't do it anymore. And I was obsessed at the time. I loved it. Absolutely fucking loved it. And I was just doing my best. But I was only racing against myself. I was amateur. I was doing it as a hobby. But I got good. Let's say I got quite good. I was one of the best there. I was getting better and better and better. Within an amateur club. And as soon as I started to get to a certain level, they didn't fucking like me. Some people really didn't like me. And I wasn't trying to be horrible. I wasn't trying to be nasty. I was just doing my best. And they were very off. Some people were very funny with me, very off with me. And I believe that would fit into the thinking. I was getting confident because I had more experience. I was getting better. Of course, I was trying really hard. I won an award as well, like it's only a little award, but I won a triathlete of the year for that local club. Small little win, really. And people weren't happy with me. And they're mistaking my confidence as arrogance, I believe. That's my example of that. That's what can happen as well when you're doing well in life. Some people won't like it. They hate it. And they'll try and drag you down, man. You're not trying to be nasty to anyone. You're just doing your personal best. You're not trying to fucking hurt anybody. You're not trying to put anyone down. You're not trying to shit on anyone. That's different, isn't it? That's not nice. You're just doing your best. There's nothing wrong with doing your fucking best. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do well for your fucking self. You should do well for your fucking self. This life's short. It's not going to last forever. This life is short. And you might only be able to do certain things at a certain age. Once you get... Being a triathlete when I was in my 30s, it was easier than if you're 70, for example. You can't always do everything all the time. So you've got to make hay when the sun's shining, mate. Don't fuck around. And don't let these people pull you down, man. Don't let them. Don't fucking let them is what I'm trying to say. Sanders then saying, that's the price of success. I love a quote I read saying, the higher up you go, the stronger the wind. Absolutely. That's a really good saying. The price of success, basically, the higher up you go, the stronger the wind's going to be. The better that you do, people aren't going to like it sometimes. Some people will support you. Some people will go, oh, good for you, because they're in a good place themselves. But insecure people, they won't like it. They'll try and tear you down. I'm going to move on. Someone competitive. This is, again, why do people underestimate and misunderstand others? Sometimes it's because there's a lot of different reasons. Someone competitive might interpret your calmness as superiority. Someone who's competitive, they're trying to win themselves. They might interpret you being calm or you doing good. They might not like that. They might think that you're trying to be superior, but in a negative way. They'll see you as a threat, like I've just said. People will see you as a threat sometimes, but you're only trying to do well. And they're insecure, so they're going to see you in a certain way. Can you stop them thinking what they think? Can you fuck? People are going to think whatever they're going to fucking think. People are going to judge you no matter what, no matter fucking what. It's tough shit, man. It really is. You're going to get judged no matter what. No matter what you're doing, I guarantee some cunt is going to judge you, and they're not going to judge you in a fair way or a nice way. You can't control what these cunts think. It's tough shit. So you're just going to keep going anyway. Don't let the bastards get you down. Don't let the bastards get you down is what I'm trying to say. I know it's hard sometimes. But anyway, that's that. I'll move on. Of course, I'll keep going, guys. Being underestimated is often not about your lack, but their comfort zone. I'll say it again. Being underestimated is often not about your lack, but their comfort zone. They're not comfortable with anyone else. Some people just aren't comfortable with seeing others do well because it reminds them of their lack. If they see you're going for something or doing something, they can feel bad about that because they're insecure. Oh, I wish I'd have done that. Look at this person doing it. That reminds them of what they're lacking in their lives sometimes. That's what can occur. People can put themselves down sometimes with regards to that as well, of course. I'll move on. Sometimes they're not misunderstanding you. They're defending their ego. Yep, absolutely. So sometimes they're not misunderstanding you. They're defending their ego. That's all they're doing. They're protecting their own insecure fucking ego. They know what you are. They can see what you are, but they present themselves as misunderstand you. They present themselves they basically, what can happen is they go, do you know what? That person's really good at what they're doing. I feel insecure about that. So what I'm going to fucking do is I'm going to turn them down, man. I'm going to turn them down. I need to bring this person down a peg or two because that's making me feel uncomfortable. That's what these people can do sometimes. I'm not happy with them doing well. It doesn't feel good. I'm going to fucking tear them down. That's what can occur. But that's their lack, not yours. That's their bullshit, not yours. It's hard to, sometimes it's difficult to remember those things. But anyway, good to remember these things, isn't it? Good to talk about these things. Sometimes we know these things deep down. We know these wisdoms deep down, but we ignore them. I do. I ignore these things sometimes. I don't always get this right, you know. I'm not perfect myself. But it's good to remind ourselves of these things. It's good to discuss these things. It's good to just keep going, basically. Anyway, I'll have a sip of tea, of course. One moment. Next one is ambiguous in relation to, of course, why do people underestimate and misunderstand others? That's what we're discussing today. Ambiguity makes people feel uncomfortable. So ambiguity makes people feel uncomfortable. Humans crave predictability. They like to put people into boxes. It's easier, it's nicer, it fits better. It fits into their narrative, into their perception, into their understanding. When someone doesn't fit into those neat little fucking boxes, others can feel uncertain. Like, you're not in that box. Why are you not going in the fucking box? Why is that person not going in that box? Don't like that. That makes me feel uncomfortable. This one's not conforming. This one is questioning my actions. They're questioning my authority, for example. This makes me feel uncertain. This can make people feel insecure. Even though this other person who's questioning things is not coming from a bad place or anything, they're just being inquisitive. They're being thoughtful. They're deep thinking. They're trying to come from a good place. They're trying to make things better, potentially. But this can cause ambiguity in others sometimes, even if it's unintentional from a deep thinker type of thing. So let's explain that a little bit more. So people want clear labels sometimes. People just want clear labels. Like introvert, that person's an introvert. That person's an extrovert. That person's strong. That person's soft. This is really basic though. This person's logical. No, this other one's emotional. It's like there's many layers to people. There's so many fucking layers to people. People can be complex, but some people just want to put you into neat little boxes because it fits their narrow-minded kind of mindset, doesn't it? Let me have a sip of tea, one moment. That's what can occur. So if you're both or neither, it challenges their mental framework. So this person's like, I don't know, they're strong, but they're soft at the same time. They've got a good balance. Brawl MMA. Hi, Brawl MMA. My name's Brad, by the way. Can I ask you a quick question? Go for it, man. Go for it. Did you watch the fight last Brawl MMA? I'm changing the topic. That fight was terrible with the eye poke. Did you watch it? If you follow UFC, I'm just assuming that by your username, let's say. Yeah, go for it, Brawl MMA. Ask a quick question. Go for it. I'll just have a sip of tea. I'll just chill for a moment. Brawl MMA saying, yeah, the eye poke made me so sad. Yeah, it was. Oh, it's like a double eye poke, wasn't it, as well? Yeah. I think it's the gloves, isn't it? Not that I'm an expert, by the way, Brawl MMA, but I do follow it. I love watching UFC. Yeah, it must be very frustrating for both fighters, I suppose. Yeah. I wonder how long it's going to take them to get the rematch going again. But anyway, I'm going to carry on with what I was talking about. Through two. So, one moment, sorry, guys. So what people can end up doing, they can simplify you to make you easier to handle. They just want to put you in a box. They don't want to, they just, that's what they're going to do. They don't, that's what people do sometimes. This person's that way, that person's this way. Have you ever had that instance where people go up to you and they go, oh, you're that you? Like, what? Oh, you're harmless you? Or whatever it is. Or you're not that intelligent you? You're not good at anything you? You're a bit rubbish, aren't you? People can say those things to others. And it's like, no, mate. No, you don't know me. You don't know me at all. Oh, they think sometimes just because you're kind and you're helpful and you're respectful that you're easy to put down, that you're easy to manipulate. They can assume that you're weak just because you're kind sometimes. And they can also assume that you won't ever be nasty to anybody. So they feel comfortable with putting you down or making snidey comments. But then little do they know, just because you're a kind and helpful and really nice person, you have a side to you as well, which can be very harsh. You can be blunt. You can have a sharp tongue. You can hit back. But they don't see that sometimes. They don't think that. They just think you're this kind, lovely, soft person. Like, no, I'm really strong. I'm soft, but I am strong at the same time. I choose to be soft. I choose to be kind because I know the world's fucking horrible. I know it's difficult. I know it's fucking difficult. I try to help people. I try to be kind to people. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But if you're going to fuck around and be horrible, then I'll have to show you my strong side, my more assertive side, so to say. But people can misunderstand others. Anyway, let me see. Brawl MMA. I'm going to go with what you're saying. Okay. Brawl MMA says, okay, so there's a girl in my office. We both joined the same company straight out of college. She's drop dead gorgeous. We are great friends. And I've started having feelings for her. Okay. 4 months back, she told me that she's got a boyfriend. Okay. Like she was having one, but never told me. So you feel like you've been stringed along a little bit. I started hating her and I started to detach myself. I recently got promoted and she didn't get promoted. Okay, so you met someone, you've got feelings for them, you think there's something there, there's a friendship kind of blossoming. I can understand that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If you start having feelings for someone because you're getting along with them, but then they tell you've got a later on in the game, tell you they've got a boyfriend. So they're stringing you along by the sounds of what you're saying, Brawl MMA. Not that I know the full picture, of course. But she never told you. That's a red flag in itself, Brawl MMA. If a person does that, that's a bit underhand and someone that you can't trust. They're not open, they're not genuine, they're not honest if they're withholding that information. If you met someone at the workplace and it's like a woman that you find attractive, but then usually they'd let you know if they were with someone. If they were, imagine you meet them in the first week, you say, oh yeah, I've got a partner. You go, okay, I'm going to back off now because that person's got a partner. I'll leave them to it. They're not available for a relationship, let's say. But if they're holding back, I think that's a fucking red flag, by the way, Brawl MMA. I'm just breaking down what you're saying. You started to hating her. You were upset at her. I can understand why you'd be upset because you feel like you've been fucking lied to, because you have. I think it's smart that you've detached yourself, by the way. You think you've got self-respect there, though. You don't want to hate too long because that's not going to do you any good. I can see why you'd be upset, though. But if someone lies to you, you feel like you've been, you've been shit on, basically, in a way. So you detach yourself, though. You get away from the situation. Go away. Leave them to it. Let them live their lives. But good for you, be getting promoted, and she didn't. Good for you. Success is the best form of revenge, by the way, Brawl MMA, if you want to see it that way. Brawl MMA then says, since she is good in singing and she recently gone viral on Instagram and she got around 11,000 followers, good for her, let's say. I think as well, if you're, let's say, an attractive female, it's a lot. They can do very well on Instagram and this type of format as well, Brawl MMA. That's just the way it goes. If she's good at singing as well, good for her. And then you say, I'm now feeling jealous, like why God is blessing him in... Sorry. I'm now feeling jealous, like why God is blessing him in so many ways and I'm here busting my ass off still single. It feels like it's not fair. I'm trying to interpret that. Sorry, one moment, Brawl MMA. I'm trying to read through. Comparison is the thief of joy, Brawl MMA. You've got your promotion, which is good for you. Their path's different to yours. Their success doesn't mean you're less, though, Brawl MMA. And sometimes we all have ups and downs, man. Sometimes you're in the sun. Sometimes you're high up. Sometimes you're low down, man. That's it. It's fucking roller coaster, this life, Brawl MMA. You should just be, maybe just go, oh, quietly bless them. Like, think, do you know what? Good for you. You've got your Instagram. You've got your followers. Good for you. I'm going to do me. Just do you. Just do fucking you, Brawl MMA. Just keep doing you. Keep doing you. Everyone's version of success is different. Some people have Instagram success. Some people don't. Some people are successful. Some people are a successful parent, for example, but they don't have a great job. So what? You find your own version of success, is what I'm trying to say. I think you have done to an extent anyway with regards to your promotion, if I'm reading that correctly. Sanders then saying, Brawl MMA, I'm trying to have an open mind, but hate is such a strong word. Yes, hate is a strong word. It's okay to feel hate sometimes. It's okay. It's a human emotion sometimes. Fucking hell, I hate that. I hate that person. It's okay to go there for a while, but it's good. Hate hate and anger can consume you if you allow it to, if it festers for too long. And all it's doing is hurting yourself, isn't it? Of course. It's okay to have that for a while, though. I think that's natural to do that for a while, but it's at some point you need to let that shit go, just for your own self, in my opinion. Sanders then saying, Brawl MMA, I get why that can be disheartening, but it sounds like you're winning in life too. I agree. I understand why that can be disheartening, especially if you really have feelings for someone, you really like them, and it's not reciprocated. It can. I've been there. I've been there, Brawl MMA. Trust me, I have. It's not a nice feeling. I think it's part of life, though, sometimes. It sounds fucking harsh, but it is. But it does, I agree with Sam, it sounds like you're winning in life too, in a lot of ways. You've got a lot to be grateful fucking for. Brawl MMA saying, my happiness of promotion is getting faded seeing her happy. It's just the truth I'm speaking. Yeah, well, I sure Brawl MMA, I respect that. Respect the fact. You're speaking the truth. The truth will set you free, as they say. You really don't want to see her getting ahead of you. That's your ego. That's your ego that's offended. It's your ego. We all have one. I get why. That person's not available, Brawl MMA. That person's not available for you personally. That person already had a boyfriend before she met you. That person strung you around and lied to you. So if you ever did get with them, there's trust issues. From my opinion, there's red flags already. That person's not available for you. The best thing to do, easier said than done, is accept the fact that that person's not available for you. Doesn't mean that they're better than you. Doesn't mean that they're worse than you. Just means that they're not your person. And just basically work on yourself, man. They're not getting ahead of you. You've got a different life. Everyone's got a different life and a different path, man, in my opinion. I hope I'm speaking the best I can, by the way. If I misinterpret or anything, please let me know, Brawl MMA. I'm only trying my best here. But I want to understand why you don't want to get in ahead of you. Why don't you want to get in ahead of you? Why does it make you feel like you're less with her getting ahead of you? Therefore, that could be linked to you feeling insecure about that situation. It could be. Just do your own fucking thing, man. Success is the best form of revenge, just without hurting anyone. You don't need to hurt anyone. You just do you. You do you. Don't be focusing on her, man. She's fucked off anyway. She's already had a boyfriend before she met you, by the sounds of it. I don't know the full story, though, of course. I've only got the paragraphs and the words that you've shared. I don't know the full story. I'm just giving my perspective. Forgive me if I'm wrong with anything. But Sanders then saying, Brawl MMA, you are the one who really needs to work on yourself. And you have to learn how to let go, because just for your own fucking peace of mind, man. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel better. Rejection, mate. It hurts. It fucking hurts. I've fucking been there. Rejection fucking hurts. I've been there, trust me. I have been there. It stings like a motherfucker, and sometimes it takes a while to heal from. But I think it's part of fucking life sometimes. I hope that I've explained that the best I can without being disrespectful, of course. Anyway, let me carry on. Brawl MMA saying, I've always been a topper since my kindergarten. I can't really accept someone getting ahead of me or when someone flexes in front of me about the followers. It's just my ego can't accept me. You sound, by the sound of it, Brawl MMA, you sound like quite aware, you know. You're halfway there already. You really are. Because someone who was deeply entrenched in what you're talking about wouldn't share that. They wouldn't dare to. You're doing really well. Just by fucking talking about it. Shows a fucking lot, believe it or not. It might not feel like that right now, but honestly, it does. I'm just going to break that down. I've always been a topper since my kindergarten. I can't really accept someone getting ahead of me. You're competitive, by the sounds of it. You're going to let that shit go, man. That's your ego. It's your fucking ego, man. Take a step back. Take a step back. It's your ego, man. You're doing really well. Just be aware of it, though. That's a really good sign. I believe that you can move on from that. Someone else's success doesn't diminish you, you know. I believe that we can. I love it when someone else makes it. I think that can attract more of it as well. It's good to see. I like to see other people do well, as long as they've done it in a nice way. They've not been a nasty person, for example. They've been like a genuine nice person about it. I like it when other people do well. Brawl MMA. I hope that you move on from that. How do you think you can move on from that? Just because you've always been a topper since being a kid, you've always wanted to feel like you have to be on top all the time. And if anyone else beats you, then you feel like you're less than. You can change that thinking if you want to. I think you're almost there by the sounds of it. Change the narrative. Flip it. Flip the narrative. Flip the narrative, Brawl MMA, if you can. Flip the narrative. Basically thinking, just because someone else is doing well doesn't mean that I'm not doing well. Anyway, I'll move on. I've explained that the best I can. Sorry, Brawl MMA. I've done the best I can there. I hope that you're okay, but you sound like you're very introspective. You are showing signs of being a deeper thinker, really, by sharing that. So thank you for sharing it. And I hope that you find what you're looking for, man. I hope that you find what you're looking for. You will do eventually, but I don't think it's in that person. You're not going to find anything in that person. Maybe there's a lesson with that person. That person is doing their own thing, by the sounds of it. You need to just do you, mate. You do you, and you'll do well. Anyway, Zuki says, hi, Zuki. Good to have you with us again. I hope that you're okay, Zuki. Good morning, Brad and chat. Yeah, good morning to you too, Zuki. Sandra says hi to Zuki. Sandra's asking how Zuki is. Zuki says hello to Sandra. Just going with the... Zuki saying I'm a bit sore and tired today, honestly, but keeping on. How are you, Sandra B? Have you been exercising or you just... are you a little bit ill or anything, Zuki? I don't know. Have you been training or working or whatever is the question. Brawl MMA, I'll definitely keep working on and I'll show her what she's lost. Thank you for your advice. Show her what, yeah. And when you work up, yeah, no worries, Brawl MMA. Thanks for joining us, by the way. What am I going to say then? Sometimes, though, what you do when you focus, especially as a man or a woman, but as a guy, I'll give a guy's perspective. When you're working on your fucking self, you're focused on your goals, you're not asked about everything else. That's very attractive to women, in my opinion. When you're doing you, you're not asked, you're not bothered. You're too focused on your goals. You're too focused on winning just for yourself. You're competing with yourself. That will naturally, eventually, when you're not really trying too hard, not even bothered, stop trying too hard, just trying on yourself. That can be very attractive, in my opinion. I think that can help attract other people to you, basically. No worries, Ball MMA. Thanks for sharing, by the way. Thanks for joining us today. Sandra saying, "Oh, why are you sore and tired, Zuki? Sorry to hear that. I'm okay, thank you. Love the extra hour of sleep. Yes, Sandra, fuck me, that extra hour of sleep was good. I needed it too. It makes a difference. It's a little win, a brief moment of, brief extra hour of sleep is great, especially when it comes on a Sunday. I love it. If it comes on any day, it's good. Powerpuff Princess, hi, good to have you with us again. Powerpuff Princess saying that person sounds like an asshole. In relation to, yeah, if someone's like withholding information, I think that's in relation to what you're saying, Powerpuff Princess. If you meet someone and they're leading you astray, they're leading you on a little bit, they're not telling you the full truth, the full story. They've got a partner, but they've not told you, but they're flirting with you. If a woman's flirting with me, for example, and I'm interested in that woman, just for an example, and they've got a boyfriend, but they've not told me, I think that's a fucking arsehole move. Fucking right, it's an arsehole move. You're fucking lying. You're also they're being an arsehole to their partner as well. Who wants that as a partner? Someone who lies. You don't want that in your life, in my opinion. It's not going to end well because they're not to be trusted. Big red flag for me personally. But anyway. Zuki saying, Sandra B, just a high pain day today, really. Can't predict when they'll come and go. Sorry, Zuki, that you're in pain. I'm really sorry. Sounds like you're suffering physically. I hope that it lessens, dissipates. I hope that it goes away soon. That's all I've got to say. Life's not easy. Sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Zuki. That's all I've got to say, and I hope that you feel better soon. Sandra's then saying, Brawl MMA. The reality is she probably doesn't care. That's what can happen. I'm just keeping things real here. Yeah, I've been there. I've fucking been there when we were younger. Ego is a powerful thing. We all have an ego. We all fucking have one. But anyone who says I don't have an ego is full of shit, because everyone's got an ego. And everyone we can all be a little bit toxic sometimes as well, because we're fucking human. It's okay. And sometimes, usually when you become offended, it's usually your ego that's offended. And it's a powerful thing. And an ego as well can get shit done as well. It gives you a kick up the arse. It gives you the confidence to do things, to achieve things. It gives you that desire and power and push. Ego can be healthy as well. It's better to have a healthy ego than a negative one, let's say, a toxic one. But you're gonna go from the one to the other, of course. Let that girl live her best life, dude. Yeah, just leave it to it. You do you. Fucking see in a bit, and you live yours too. I agree, Sandra. Absolutely. Zuki saying ha 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 ha. Sorry. Oh, she's laughing. Sorry, I forgot about the clocks going back. Yep. My ha-ha wasn't very good though, was it? If I'm being self-critical. Sandra's saying, Powerpuff Princess, it's like a rage bait, LOL. I'm trying not to judge. Okay. Sandra's then saying, Zuki, I'm sorry. I know it isn't easy, but it will get better. Yeah. The ups and downs, man. Some days it's just difficult. For everyone in different ways. Suki saying, thank you for the positivity. Yeah, sending love and respect there. Sandra saying, Zuki, we've got you. Zuki showing appreciation. Beautiful, beautiful. Brawl MMA saying, yeah, I focus on my story. Everyone's got a journey. Yeah, they have. One's not better than the other, man. They've got different journeys. Not one's better than the other. But life's short, man. It's fucking short. It's fucking short. Make the best of it. Easy said than done, I get it sometimes, but make the best of it. And yours is going to be great. Thank you for the chat. I'll definitely become a better version of myself and we'll definitely work on my insecurity. Wow. Brawl MMA, fucking fair play to you. Fair play to you, by the way. You've just shown me everything there about you. That's amazing. I'm just going to share that. I'm pinning that, Brawl MMA. That's amazing. That shows self-reflection. That shows deep thinking. That shows being accountable. That shows you're living in a truthful way. You're being honest with yourself. That's very powerful. A lot of people don't do that. They just don't ever achieve it. Brawl MMA. That sentence that you just said, that paragraph that you just said there, says a lot about you. I'm still working on. I have insecurities as well. I think everyone has insecurities. It's just if you're aware of them, you've gone more than halfway. If you're aware of your own insecurities and you understand why you're insecure, that's a big fucking thing. That's awareness. That's fucking awareness, man. I think it's amazing. So respect to Brawl MMA, by the way. Thank you. That's amazing. Yeah, I agree, Sandra. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. Where was I at? So why do people underestimate and misunderstand others? Let's carry on. So when you don't fit a label, people don't try to understand. They try to define it. They try to define you, basically. I'll move on. So the next one is the mirror effect. We're still on this topic here. Why do people underestimate and misunderstand others? You might unintentionally mirror people's own self-doubt or limitations. So you're just being yourself. You're just a deep thinking, whatever kind of person. Your presence can highlight what they're not facing in themselves. So imagine you admit your faults, you're reflective, you're just a really kind, loving, decent person. You're trying to make people feel better. You're just naturally like that. And a person who's not like that, that's rude and a bit nasty and a bit insecure, might they'll see in you what they wish they were. But they don't have the courage to be who you are. And sometimes that can make them, it can highlight the lack in them. It can highlight the lack in themselves. And they're not going to like that. You're showing them a mirror of what they could be, but what they're not. And then they're not going to be happy at you for doing that, even though you're not intentionally, you're just being yourself, you're being your genuine self, you're not trying to hurt anyone, you're just being a fucking decent person or whatever it is, and people can see you and just not be happy with you for doing that sometimes because they've not achieved what you've achieved. They're bitter, they're resentful, and they're going to fucking hate you for it. They're going to misunderstand you. They're going to misunderstand you, aren't they, basically? And they're going to see you as doing that on purpose. Oh, that person's being nice and kind on purpose just to spite me. That type of thinking can occur sometimes in some people. This is the psychology. Obviously, we're going with regards to the psychology of why people misunderstand others here. It fucking happens, man. It fucking happens and you're just being you. You're just like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be horrible. It's fucking being myself, man. It's being like nice. I'm just trying to be decent. Fucking hell. Just trying to be fucking decent here. And then they can hate you for it. Can't fucking win. Can you? You can't stop them judging you, though. You can't stop them fucking thinking that shit. They're going to do it anyway. You've got to be at peace with it. But it's good to understand it. If you understand it, then You can take, if you understand things, you can be less offended by them. You can be less upset by them. Powerful Princess saying is, oh my God, what you just said is so true. Oh, thank you, Powerful Princess. I'm trying my best. Thank you for that. Okay, I'll move on. This can trigger defensiveness in people, envy, or even subtle hostility. Yep, like I've just said, you're just being you, but you're mirroring what they should be or could be, but they've not achieved that. They are bitter cunts. They are envious of you. They can start to do things to you then. What's it going to look like, their envy? What's it going to look like in a work setting? They could just start to shun you. So they don't really, they'll be nice to some people, but they'll ignore you. They'll ignore you. That can feel bad as well. It's like a subtle way of bullying in a way, innit? Or they can put you down subtly, or they can, anything that you do slightly wrong, they'll call you out on it. They'll snitch on you for fucking little shitty things. Anything that you do wrong, they'll put you down. They'll talk over you. They'll do shitty little things. That's how it's going to look sometimes when people are insecure about you being, your light is shining brightly. You're the genuine good person. They're fake as fuck. They're not going to like it. They're going to be envious, and they're going to start to behave with you in a certain fucking way sometimes because they feel threatened, because they're cowards. That's what can happen. What's the saying? Cruelty is our coward cries when they're not on their own. I'll say it again. Cruelty is our coward cries when they're not on their own. I love that quote. I got that out of the book. I can't remember. Oh, Shantaram. I got that out of Shantaram, the book. A really good book. That quote I've never forgotten. Anyway. So I'll carry on. Being misunderstood can actually mean you're activating something in others. Like I've just said, you're activating something in others. They're misunderstanding your kindness and your decency as something else. They're thinking that you're doing it to spite them, like I've said, but you're not. I think I've already talked about that. But it's activating their insecurities in them. But because they don't look at themselves, they don't have the courage or the strength or the open-mindedness or the awareness to look at their own insecurities. They're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. They're going to just blame you for their own shit. There's so many people do that. So fucking many. Sometimes it can be subtle. Anyway, I'm just going to have a little rest a moment, sorry. Sandra says, Powerful Princess, showing love and respect there. That's lovely. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything. Thank you. That's lovely. Just have a sip of water one moment. So I'm going to move on. Of course, I'm going to move on. So still in relation to why do fucking people underestimate us? Why do people misunderstand others sometimes? It's the threat of difference. There's a threat of fucking difference. So evolutionary, I can't say this word, evolutionary, I can't even say it. From an evolution perspective, humans are tribal. Sane must feel safe. If everyone's like me, I feel safe. If everyone agrees with everything I say, I feel safe. I feel secure. That's what people do sometimes. People can't, it's okay not to be agreed with sometimes. People have different perspectives. If you're open-minded, you can actually listen to others and you can learn from others, even though they don't completely agree with what you're saying. And even if someone doesn't completely agree with what you're saying, doesn't mean that they're arguing with you, they're debating with you, they're giving the perspective. Sometimes you can have 10 correct answers for one thing, but there's just different ways of looking at things, different perspectives. If you're open-minded, you're going to be open to those things. You're going to encourage those things. You're going to learn and grow from those things. But some people are just narrow-minded as fuck, and they see that as a threat. They see difference as a threat. So when you think differently, it can feel like rebellion to the group mind. So it can feel like rebellion to the group mind. So you've got hierarchy, you've got the boss. They're in charge. It's their way or the fucking highway. It's black and fucking white. If you don't fit into their agenda, into what they think, and you come up with different ideas, even if they're the best ideas ever, they're the guardians of that philosophy. They're the guardians. Some people like guardians, in my opinion. They guard the status quo. They guard the old way of doing things. That's the way it goes. This is my way. Anyone who fucking has any ideas, I'm going to shit all over their ideas because it's not their ideas. They feel threatened, so they'll guard that, and they'll see anyone who thinks differently as rebellion. Oh, they're not respecting my authority. They're not respecting my control. That type of thing can occur. People underestimate what they don't understand. No, they don't, because it challenges their normality. I'll say it again. People underestimate what they don't understand. And people don't even try to understand some things, do they? They think it's stupid. They think it's silly. These things can occur as well. So I've got a little quote as well. So standing out feels like rejection to them. But for you, it's alignment. So standing on your own, standing strong, standing out, having the fucking integrity and the strength to stand alone without having to follow everybody else is a sign of strength, in my opinion. Absolutely. But for you, it's and they can see that as rejection. They can see it as you're rejecting their ways. You're rejecting their authority. You're standing out. You're not an arse licker. You're not a sycophant. You're not going to conform to them completely. And why should you? Why should you? Why should you? Why the fuck should you? Don't sell your soul in a way, innit? You find it in the workplace sometimes. You'll have a boss, right? And they're insecure, but they need to be the all-knowing, all-powerful one. They really like C players, D players. They like people that are shitter than them. They love them people because they're not a threat. Anyone that's competent, they don't like. They don't like A players. They hate A players. They try to get rid of A players. They try to put A players down because it threatens their authority. They like people that are worse than them. That's what some people are like. And they'll underestimate you just because of those things sometimes, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I'm just going to have a sip of water. I'll keep going. Next up is communication gaps. Okay, so again, we're back in relation to why do people underestimate and misunderstand others. Communication gaps. Being misunderstood can simply come down to how you express yourself. Deep thinkers often communicate from complexity, others from clarity. Sometimes people can misunderstand you, but not because they're being nasty. I don't think it's always that. It's not always because people are insecure. They just don't get it. They have a different type of thought process. They just don't understand. They don't comprehend where you're coming from. They don't get it. They're not trying to be nasty though. Some people just misunderstand you because they just don't have the same thought process of you. They don't think like you. Everyone thinks a bit differently. Everyone's wired up a little bit differently. And sometimes it's not because they're being nasty. Not always. Not because they're being insecure and a coward. They just don't get it. And that's okay. That's okay, in my opinion, with regards to that type of person. You might speak in ideas while others listen for emotions. So you might be more of a thinker than being an emotional type of thinker could be different to someone who thinks via emotions more than someone who just thinks logically more. They can misunderstand each other. Absolutely. Absolutely. That can work both ways. Of course, vice versa. Emotional tone, timing, and even body language play roles too. And also, I think sometimes it can be basically culture-based as well. People from different cultures, they're brought up in a different environment. They see things differently. They have different values, different beliefs. They can misinterpret you big time. That happens a lot as well. Anyway, I'll keep going. Sometimes it's not just that they're not listening. They're just learning through a different filter. Yeah. They've just got a different way of thinking, different way of looking at things. And they unintentionally misunderstand you. I feel like that I can forgive that a lot more than the insecure type, a lot easier, because it's not like it's coming from a bad place or a nasty place with regards to underestimating others and regards to misunderstanding others. Anyway, I'll just give it a rest a moment. I'll keep going, guys, the best I can. I'll keep going. Next up, again, in regards to why do people underestimate and misunderstand others, is the psychological defiance mechanisms. So when people can't process someone's depth or difference, they often use defense mechanisms unconsciously a lot of the time. So denial, he's not that serious, she's not that serious. They're in denial about who you are. They just cut it off straight away. They just see whatever you're saying or doing, and they just brush it under the carpet. They just brush it under the carpet. They ignore what you're saying. In a way, that's kind of a defense mechanism. It defends their ego, it defends their insecurities sometimes. Another one is minimalization. You're overthinking it. Oh, you're overthinking that. You don't get it, do you? It's like, no, I'm trying to look at that. They see things as black and white. You're giving a very deep perspective on things, looking at it from a different perspective, and they just think you're overthinking it. They're discrediting you sometimes with regards to your thought process. That can happen as well. Another one is labeling. So labeling, you're weird, you're intense, you're complicated. You're complicated. Basically mean I don't get you, basically. Sanders then saying, okay, Brad, I've been called strange and weird just because I choose to live my life my own way and by my own rules. Yeah. Absolutely. You're not conforming to what we expect of you. You're living your life in your own way. That doesn't fit into our fucking box, so we're going to label you as fucking weird. Absolutely. But the power is, what can happen as well, Sander, is, I think I've done it myself when I was younger. It's like, I've stood out as myself, and then I've been fucking domesticated by society, by the group dynamic, by the people in the group, and they've torn me down. I've got, oh, I'm not going to be like that anymore because I feel bad. They're making me feel insecure because you're not conscious of it. So you can end up not living the life you want to live, potentially, but good for you. You live by your own life. You live by your own rules. As long as you're not hurting anyone, you're not shitting on anyone, you're not fucking anyone over. You're just living your life by your own way. That's great. That's powerful, by the way. Powerful Princess saying they're the weird one, Sander. Yeah. Yeah. In a way, it's a bit sad for the individual, in a way, because a lot of people just conform, do what everyone else is doing. Don't stand out. Don't be creative. Don't do anything differently. Do what you're told. Fall in line. Fall in fucking line. Really? Fall in fucking line. Don't think about it. Just do it. Get on with it. Tough shit. That type of thing. I think that could be strange. A bit, yes, a bit sad in a way, isn't it? Not living your best life, potentially, then. If you don't live the life you want, if you don't lead the life that you want, other people will lead it for you. They fucking will. How do I know? Because I've been there. I fucking done it when I was younger. Anyway, I'll move on. Sandy's saying, I know, LOL, Powerpuff Princess. They're fucking all the same. A lot of people are copy-paste. Copy-paste lives, yep. Non-play characters, NPCs. Sandy's then saying, by the way, Powerpuff Princess, I've been told by a woman whose ex-husband was in debt and cheated on her and used drugs. And now he's dating a Chinese woman he met online, and this woman can't get over it. She speaks about him a lot and often. Let me say. So this person's ex-husband was in debt, cheated on her, used drugs, and now he's dating a Chinese woman met online. She speaks about him a lot, probably still thinking about him, probably not got over it, maybe. And you're the strange one. There are people who think you're weird. They'll call you strange, Sander, sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes it's just it's simple reflection. It's deflecting. Sometimes they're the weird ones. Everyone's a bit fucking weird. Let's be honest. It's not a bad thing. It's good to be a bit different. But I'm struggling to get the words out, guys. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. I apologise. Let's recenter. Yeah, they'll call everyone else strange when their lives are fucked up because it's easier. Why should I look at myself when I can blame you for being strange? I've got a fucked up, strange life myself. I'm not going to work on it, but I'm just going to look at everybody else and look at the outside. But the downside is that those internal issues are still there. They're still manifesting. And if you blame everyone else for all your problems and you don't work on yourself, the problems will continue. Anyway, I'll move on. So thanks for sharing that, by the way, Sandra. That's great. And thank you for Powerpuff Princess as well for sharing the insight. That's fantastic. So, yeah, people will label you as weird. They will label you as intense. Too much. You're too much, you. You're too much. You've got too many thoughts going on. Oh, you've got a lot of opinions. I've got a story in relation to that. Years and years ago, I got a knock on the door. I opened the fucking door. It was a Jehovah's Witness. There's a man and a woman there. And they started to... And I was in a talkative mood that fucking day. And they started to tell me about the love of Jesus Christ. Jehovah's Witness. Come and join our club, they were talking about. And then I just went into... I spoke about a lot of spiritual things and what I believe that all religions point to the same thing. I was going on and on and on, giving my opinion, open-minded opinion. And what they said to me, you've got a lot of thoughts, haven't you? And then they fucked off. They left. They left the building. They went away. They never came back. They didn't... From a Jehovah's Witness perspective, they don't want you to they don't want thinkers. They want conformists, don't they? They don't want you to think. They're going to think you're complicated. They want to have all the answers. Some people want to have all the answers. Jehovah's Witnesses want to have all the answers. They want you to be the lost little sheep and come and join the flock, basically. And they didn't like me and my opinions, let's say. I'm a deeper thinker, let's say. They're not going to want me in their club. Which is a good thing for me personally, anyway. That's my little story on they think you're intense, you think you're complicated. But you're not. You're not. You're not. You're doing amazing. Zuki's then saying they thrive on impulse submission. Yeah, they do. They thrive on it. They want you to be broken and lost. They want you to be really needy, which is some people, sometimes religion could be great for some people. I'm not saying it's all bad. It's really not. I've met a lot of religious people that are fucking amazing people, honest to God. I really have. And respect to them. And it helps people. And I think it's great. It can be really, really good if it's done correctly in a non-nasty way, let's say, non-egotistical way. But a lot of time, some religion, let's say Jehovah's Witnesses, for example, I'm not saying they're all bad people. They're probably not. Some of them might be the nicest people ever. I don't know. But I don't want to be too judgmental with regards to them. That's their beliefs. That's their life. Live and let live, man. Fucking you do you, man. That's my opinion. Fucking crack on. If that's what works for you, good for you. But yeah, Suzuki, you're absolutely spot on. They thrive on impulse submission. Yeah. And they want you to be needy as fuck. You're ideal. If you're lost, you're really needy, you haven't got a fucking clue what to do with your life, that Jehovah's Witnesses will take you in all day. Like, perfect. You come into us. We've got the answers. You're fucking lost. You're a lost little sheep. Come and join the flock. Off we go. And by the way, we're taking 10% of your wage. Thanks. 10% of your wage. Cheers. And we don't pay tax either. Cheers. Sorry, I'm giving my opinions there. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, I'll move on. But sometimes, although if someone's really, really lost, a religion can help some people sometimes. And I think that can be a good thing. I think it can be a good thing. But I don't think you need religion to be a good person. You don't. I don't personally. If you're a deep thinker, you're analytical, you're self-reflective, you're winning, man. You don't need religion to achieve those things. Some of the quotes from the Bible are really good, though. But anyway. AK99 says, my stepmom calls me a slag whenever I get male attention. Is she just jealous? AK99, that's not very nice, is it? Just because you get male attention. She's jealous as fuck, AK99. By the sounds of it, that sounds like jealousy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe call her on it. Say, are you jealous? What's wrong with you? Just because you're getting male attention? Well, that's good for you, AK99. If that's what you want, happy days. You live your best life. That does sound like jealousy, by the way. Good of you to join us, by the way. I hope that you're doing okay. Good of you to join us again, should I say. Sanders laughing. Zuki says sounding a bit like Scientology. LOL. Fuck me. That's another level as well, isn't it? Scientology. Oh my God. God, is it Hubbard? Something Hubbard. I forgot his first fucking name. He used to write. What did he used to write? He used to write basically fucking weird books, didn't he? Like stories, and then it turned into religion. That shit's crazy. That's beyond me. Beyond. But some people follow that. Some people are into that. Whatever. Tom Cruise loves it, doesn't he? Amongst others, John Travolta as well. I think there's a few others as well. That is absolutely mental. Yeah. And that's like a cult, hard to get out of as well. What can happen as well is, if you're in relation to Scientology or whatever, that's the community. They can really look after you or whatever, but you've got to conform. Pay your 10% as well, you cunt. We want your money. We want your fucking money. We like you because you've got money and you keep our organisation nice and well fed, basically. They always want fucking money, don't they? And if you try and come away from those groups, imagine if you've been brought up in it, they'll isolate you, they'll shun you from the group. You'll be on your own. So you'll go from having a community of support and help, all you've known all your life for 20 years, let's say, from being a kid sometimes, and you start to question it. You don't like it. You don't want to conform to it. You're a deeper thinker, you come away from it. These people can end up very isolated on their own, which makes it challenging to leave those types of cults sometimes. Anyway, each to their own, as to say. I live close to a Mormon church, by the way. And yeah, same kind of shit, isn't it? Some of them are really polite, though. They're really polite. They're really nice. They're often very well dressed. They look healthy. I've nothing against them personally. I suppose there's positives from it as well. But I don't think I couldn't conform to that. It would go against my morals and my integrity. I'd feel like I'd lost as a human if I was ended up in that kind of environment, let's say. But each their own. Anyway, Sandra's saying that's really funny, laughing my ass off. Good to laugh, good to joke. All good. Sandra's saying my own mother called me a slag for having a boyfriend at 21. Fucking crazy. that's just shitty, isn't it? Oh, you slag. Look at you. It's actually healthy and normal to do those types of things. It's part of being a human, isn't it? Part of being a young adult. Normal. It's normal. It doesn't mean they're a slag. Of course. Crazy word, isn't it? Slag. Anyway, we'll move on. So often the times, psychological defiance mechanisms, it's easier to label someone than to learn from them. I'm just going to put you in a box because it's fucking easy. I'm going to call you a fucking slag, whatever it is. You're in that box. That's you. Easy. Easy pickings. I'm not going to think deeply. Just going to put you in a shitty little box that you don't even belong in. That's what some people can do. Is it fair? No. Is it fucked up? Yeah. Is it projection? Yeah. There you go. I'll move on. Powerpuff Princess is saying, not sure whether to laugh at that or not. Go for it, laugh. It's all good. I think it's good. Laugh helps release stress. It makes you feel good. I think laughter's a good thing. I think joking can be a good thing as well. Depends on how it's done. If it's a genuine joke or whatever, I think it's good to laugh at yourself. I laugh at myself sometimes. I fuck up sometimes. It's all good. Person who can laugh at themselves, and the laughter is a good it's a sign of a healthy person as well. A lot of the time, not all the time, a lot of the time. Anyway, I'll move on. I'll keep fucking going, guys. Why do people underestimate and misunderstand others? Last little bit of this, by the way, because there's quite a lot to go through here. The underestimate, people will use underestimation as fucking control. They're going to underestimate you because it fits their agenda, makes them feel better, and they're going to try and control you. Sometimes people underestimate you intentionally. It's a subtle power move. They're going to make you out to be rubbish. Or you're not that good, you can't do that, we're gonna have to change something there. We can't put you in there. You're not good enough. You can't do that job. We're gonna have to put someone else in there. I'll come in and I'll sort it out. You can't lead today. I'm gonna lead. It's a power move. It keeps you below in the social dynamics. It keeps you below in the social dynamics in whatever fucking hierarchy it is. That's what. Yeah, basically, it prevents them from feeling threatened. I'm going to underestimate you. I'm going to downplay your strengths. I'm going to basically, I don't want to feel, I can see that you've got potential. I can see that you're doing well. I can see that you're a good person. I can see that you're actually very, very, very smart. I can see that you're brilliant. That makes me feel threatened. So I'm just going to underestimate you. I'm going to put you down. I'm going to put you in that little shit box just because it prevents me from feeling, me underestimating someone else, for example, could make me feel better about it, less threatened, let's say. I'll go to the comments. Sorry, guys. Powerful Princess is saying, I guess you're right. Sandra says, then laugh. I don't know. Sorry, I'm going with the comments here. Sandra then says, she was just an unhappy lady, my mum. I love her and I want the best for her. That's lovely. But she's always been unhappy. Not that that's an excuse, lol. Yeah, I suppose that's accepting people as they are. It can be difficult. Your parents as well, they're not perfect, are they? They're not. But it's good to, in an ideal world, you still love them for who they are, of course. We're not perfect either. No one is. It's not an excuse, though. Should people do better? Hopefully they would, but not everyone else is going to do that. And we can't control those things. Sometimes you've got to accept things for what they are. Accept people for the way they are. They're just going to be who they are. And no matter what you say, what you do, if they're just stubborn and they're stuck in their ways, and they're not going to change. Sometimes that's how it goes. Some people just not in this life, let's say. Sometimes they don't achieve that. Anyway, I'll move on. So underestimation and control in relation to being underestimated and misunderstanding people, that underestimation gives you the element of surprise later though. It's like, you don't know what I'm fucking capable of. You have fucking no idea. You've underestimated me. You think I'm thick. You think I'm shit. You think I'm no good. You think I'm not strong. You think I'm a weak fucker or whatever it is that they think that you fucking are. I think you do not know me. You've never even had a deep conversation with me. You've hardly ever spoken to me and you've put me in that box. That gives you the element of surprise. They won't see you coming, mate. They'll be going yap, 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 yap. You're working. They're going yap, 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 yap. You're fucking working. You're working. You're doing well. They think you're shit though, but you're doing shit behind the scenes. Sometimes it's best not to tell people what you're doing either. You're not trying to be nasty or anything. You're just doing you. You're working on you. You've got your own shit going on. And then snap, all of a sudden they'll be looking up and going, fuck me, look at that person. I can't believe they've achieved that. Look at how they speak. Look at what? They'll be shocked. The element of surprise. There's a power of being misunderstood. There's a power of being underestimated. It's going to happen. It's a good thing. It can be used to your advantage. Not that you're trying to play games or anything. You're doing you, basically. It's almost like you're playing chess, they're playing checkers. They're playing fucking tiddlywinks. They're playing fucking snakes and ladders. They're playing a little shitty kids game. And you're playing chess. You're playing chess. But they don't realise that sometimes. Sorry, I'm sounding a bit egotistical there, maybe. But element of surprise. And you're not trying to be surprising. They're just underestimating you. They don't see the potential in you. It's just good to remember your own potential. Zuki is saying, yes, sometimes being underestimated can be fuel to succeed. I like that. Thanks, Zuki. I'm going to share that. I like all the comments, but I'm just going to pin that one. Yeah, sometimes being underestimated can be fuel to succeed. Yeah, it's like it gives you a kick up the arse, gives you that fuel, gives you that drive, gives you that energy. Like people aren't really seeing you for you. They don't know what you're capable of. They've no idea what you can do. They don't want to see what you can do. So you just like think, I'm going to show them. You can use it as fuel. Absolutely, Zuki. I agree. Very much so. So let them sleep on you. Let them sleep on you. Let them not see you for who you are. Let them fucking allow that to happen. Paraphrasing Mel Robbins here, but let them fucking do it. Let them fucking do it. Accept it. Basically, accept the fact that they don't see you for who you are. Fuck them. Basically, they'll wake up in your season. When it's your time, they'll wake up then, and then they'll see. Success is the best form of revenge, I suppose, in that kind of way. Not that you're trying to be revengeful, let's say. You're not trying to get vengeance, in my opinion. But sometimes you can use it as fuel. I agree. And it can be a good motivator. Okay, I'm going to move on. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the emotional impact of being misunderstood or underestimated. How is it going to fucking feel, this? How does it feel? I think it's important to talk about how does it fucking feel when you're going through it. How it's going to feel in that moment and how to work through it. I'm going to change that a moment, guys. I'm just going to write something. One moment, guys. I'll just be quiet for a minute or so. I'm just... This has happened probably a lot for a lot of my fucking life, all these things I'm talking about. Honest to fucking God. It really has. And I didn't understand it until a bit later in life. I didn't get it. I really didn't get it for a long time. And it made me feel shit. Let's say that. Amongst other things, I'm going to talk about those things in a moment. So I'm just going to write this one moment. Done. Perfect. There we go. Put that in there. There we go. So the emotional impact of being misunderstood and underestimated. Right, that's what I'm going to talk about next. Okay, let's go. So there's going to be an invisible weight. There's going to be the emotional impact of being misunderstood and underestimated. There's an invisible weight that can occur. You don't really see it. You're not aware of it, but you're feeling it. You're fucking feeling it. So being misunderstood feels like a quiet kind of loneliness. It can feel lonely. It can feel shitty, especially if you're not aware of it. You don't know what's going on, but you're feeling it. It's not about being alone. It's being unseen while surrounded by people. So you're being misunderstood. You're doing your best in the job you can. No one's really respecting you. No one's really seeing you for who you are. No one's accepting you. No one's allowing you to have any influence whatsoever within a work dynamic. You're really good at what you do. You're really thoughtful. You're trying your best, but this other clique, this group, this leadership group's they're not seeing you for who you are. They're just going to ignore you. You're going to feel alone. They're not accepting you. They're not even speaking to you much. They speak to everyone really kindly, but they won't speak to you because you're a threat. That's what can happen. And you can feel very alone. You can feel very alone and like not accepted because you're not conforming to what that group dynamic wants. You're not falling in line. That's just an example. Sandra's saying, love that, Zuki, so true. I agree, Sandra, absolutely. So you could be surrounded by loads of people, but feel unseen, unheard, unappreciated. It's not a nice feeling. It can feel fucking shit. Absolutely. How do I know? I've been there. Absolutely. What can happen then? You're going to start potentially questioning things like, am I too much or not enough? It can bring self-doubt if you're misunderstood. It can bring self-doubt if you're being isolated. It can make you overthink things. It can make you think, am I being too much? Am I being too thoughtful? You can actually, if you allow it, and they're calling you strange and weird because you're just a deep thinker, for example, you can allow that to influence yourself and become insecure about it. You can become insecure about your own strengths, potentially. That's what can occur. How do I know? I've been there and done it. It's not nice. It's not good, especially when you're not aware of things. You think that you're not enough, even though you're doing so fucking well. And just because this group doesn't see your qualities, they don't appreciate your qualities, you can feel like you're not enough. But probably because you're not in the right room. You're not in the right room sometimes. You're in the wrong room. You need to be in another room sometimes. There's a gift in that potentially. It can chip away at your self-expression. You censor yourself to avoid judgment. I've done it. I do it now in some social settings. Like, I still do it sometimes. I don't talk about things in depth like this all the time. Not with a lot of people. I'm not as self-expressive as I am now. I'm very self-expressive. I'm very open. I'm very genuine and honest. I'm full of integrity right now. I'm fucking going for it. It's great. I love fucking doing this. I absolutely love doing this. I'm expressing myself the best I can in the most genuine, authentic way I fucking can do. But can I do this in some social settings? No, I can't, because it's not open to it. So I quiet myself down. Because it's just not doable for me in some social settings. It just isn't. They're just not open to it. They're not open-minded enough. I can't do it. I feel like I can't do it. And if I did, I don't know, it just feels weird sometimes. That's what happens. Anyway, I'll move on. Zuki is saying, and sometimes it's our own perception that can make us feel misunderstood, especially if there's been a history of it happening to you in the past. Can lead to comparing yourself overly so to others. Yeah, that's really wise, man. Really wise, Zuki. Thank you for sharing. Sorry, I'm just reading that again. Especially if there's been a history of it happening to you in the past. Yeah, if you've noticed it happening in the past, you think, oh, this group misunderstood me. Then this other group, which is completely a different group of people, they're misunderstanding me as well. Is it me? Shit, is it me? Oh, no. And then you're comparing yourself to others that aren't on your wavelength, but you don't think that. You think it could be you that's weird, that's strange, that you need to change yourself. That you need to stop being your own genuine self. That's what can happen, especially if you've got you can have a group of people. There's 5-6 of them. Some of them can be, let's say, quote unquote, they say strong characters. Not always strong, but very boisterous, let's say, characters, very loud characters. Doesn't mean they're strong. It's the illusion of strength, in my opinion, sometimes. But they're loud. They're opinionated. There's 6 of them. There's 1 of you. It's hard to stand out, and they're being weird with you. That can make you feel insecure, absolutely, because you're not conforming to that group dynamic. Is what I'm trying to gauge from that. Thanks for sharing that, Zuki. It can chip away at your self-expression. You censor yourself to avoid judgment. So you think, do you know what? I'm not going to share these things anymore. I don't want to be judged, because it's fucking wearing me down. Anytime I say something, it's shutting me down. Every time I think differently, that I voice my opinions, even though it's respectful, even though it's thought out very well, they're shutting me down. So I'm just going to be quiet. So you shut down. That's what can happen, of course. Suki's then saying, or from just low self-esteem even yet, it can chip away your self-esteem as well, of course. And I've got a quote here. It's painful when you speak the truth and it echoes backwards as confusion. Like, I'm speaking my fucking truth. I'm sharing my soul. I'm being open, being honest. And then it comes back at you as confusion. Like, they get confused. Like, what? You're talking about your feelings. That's weird. You're getting upset. We don't like people being upset in our group. Everyone's happy in our group. We only talk about how perfect everything is. Toxic positivity in this group, for example, and this other person who's like talking about the feelings deeply. They think that's strange. They don't like it. They're confused because they don't understand you. They can only meet you where their perception can only meet you at their level of perception. You're at a different frequency, so they're going to be confused by you. But if you're speaking your truth, speaking from the heart, and then they just get confused at you, they don't know what to do with you. It's fucking, and it can feel very isolating. It can fucking feel very isolating, especially if you're younger and you don't know everything. You don't know all these things that we're talking about. It can be very, very, and it can eat away at your self-esteem as well, like Zuki's just mentioned. I hope I'm interpreting you correctly there, Zuki. I'm doing my best there. But yeah, it can fucking feel isolating, absolutely. Anyway, I'm going to move on. The next part in relation to, let's just go, one moment, sorry. I'm writing down times here. I need to keep remembering to write down the times, right? I'll go with that. That'll do. Whatever, right, okay. Sorry, losing my train of thought. So in relation to the emotional impact of being misunderstood and underestimated, okay, it's the identity conflicts. Identity conflict. What do I mean by that? Where am I coming from with this? When people constantly misread you, you can start internalizing their view. You start internalizing it as you. You might start doubting your instincts, low self-esteem, like Zuki said, your personality, or even your self-worth. You're gonna start questioning yourself because they're confused. Your truth and your opinions and your perspectives are just being echoed back at you with confusion. And if you're an introspective person, you think deeply, thinking, am I wrong? Have I said something wrong? And why are people reacting that way? What am I doing wrong? You know, and maybe you are doing something wrong sometimes, but sometimes you're just not. A lot of the time, you're not going to be doing anything wrong. You're just being a deeper, more perceptive thinker, let's say. And that can affect your self-worth, can't it? That can affect your self-esteem. Because you're in the wrong group. You're around the wrong type of, not wrong type, you're around different type of people. They're not on your wavelength, potentially. You can that can result in you starting to perform instead of being. You're going to start performing. Potentially what you can do is go, right, this group dynamic doesn't like me being my true authentic self. So therefore I need to lower my light. I need to change my ways. I need to perform and act. Emphasis on act in a certain way for that group to accept me. So that's what can happen. But you're kind of losing a big part of yourself by doing that performance. I suppose sometimes you just might try to make the best of the day, so you perform in a certain way, but you're not being your true authentic self. So you're kind of dimming your light to fit into that particular group, potentially. And sometimes if you're in a work dynamic, you're with certain people, maybe you're just going to get through the day, and maybe that's the best you've got to do for that day. Sometimes I can understand it. I've done it. I've fucking done it. But I only do it if I have to. With a certain team, they're a certain way. I'm not going to talk about deep things with them. I'm not going to show them my truth. They're not going to see the whole Brad. They're not going to see the whole of me. They're not open to it. They don't want to entertain it. I'm just going to fit into that group, work with that small team within the theatre where I work. I'm going to get the fucking job done. And then that's it. I'm going home. But I'm at work. The objective is to perform tasks correctly and safely. I'm just going to do that. But I think if you do that all the time, you're dimming your light all the time, that you're losing a massive part of yourself. And I think it's not good. You're not living your best life. And potentially you're living kind of a lie if you're just performing for others all the time. You're acting in a certain way to appease the group dynamic that's low vibrational, for instance. Zuki saying, sounds familiar to the concept of masking. Yes, absolutely. What did Shakespeare say? One of his quotes, which I like, the world is full of actors, kind of thing. Masking, yeah. Yep. Does everyone do that to an extent? I believe they do. But I think if you do it too much, you can lose yourself in that process, and you can lose you can end up dimming your light. You can end up losing yourself in that process. I think that's sad. It's good to be your true, authentic, best self. And sometimes that means standing out alone. Anyway. It's easier said than done, though. Sometimes it's hard. Imagine if you're younger and you're in a family dynamic and it's a bit of a crazy scenario and you're not really fitting in. You're the deep, introspective one and they're all low vibrational thinkers. They're narrow-minded, they're controlling, they're insecure, but you're trying to be your best self, your best deep thinking self. It can be very difficult in that family dynamic, especially when you're younger. It can be very, very challenging. So the danger of self-alienation is losing touch with who you are while trying to be understood. So you're losing yourself, like I've just said, and you're trying to be understood, but you've lost yourself in the process. You've not. And if you do this too many times, I suppose you could develop a persona that's not really you. Have I done it? I've done it. I did it in my 20s. And it brought me small moments of, like, let's say, happiness to an extent, but deep down it didn't sit well with me. It wasn't who I truly was. I've been there. Hi Dawn, how are you doing, Dawn? Good to have you with us. Hope that you're okay. Good morning. Sounds familiar, does it? Yeah. Hi Brad, hi everyone. Hi Yorick. Sorry, Yorick, I couldn't get you live last night. I was too busy. Sorry, Yorick. I was going to join you live last night, but I couldn't. I was doing this. I prioritized this. I put a lot of effort into this one. So sorry I couldn't join you live yesterday, Yorick. But good of you to join us, by the way. Good to see everyone here. It's lovely. Dawn says agreed to Kit and says hi to Yorick. So trying to go back to my notes, trying to be fucking understood by everyone can cost you the best version of yourself. There's a price that didn't need approval. It's just not needing that approval, that group dynamic. You're at the mercy of that group then, aren't you? You're at the mercy of their approval. What happens as well, let's say group dynamics, work dynamics, I'll go with. You've got the boss. And if you don't comfort, so they're insecure. They want C players, they want D players. They don't mind B players. They don't like A players. A players are really good people. They're really fucking good at what they do. They're fucking top of the shit up, right? They don't like them fuckers because they see that as a threat. They want people below them all the fucking time. And if you are sycophantic, you play their game, they'll give you some crumbs of influence. They'll welcome you in with a fucking loving wing or whatever it fucking is. But you're selling yourself just to get in that little shitty group. You're being manipulated by them, basically. You're the little muppet. That's what you're fucking losing out on. And if you dare to be the A player, you dare to be really good at what you do, they'll see you as a threat, they'll isolate you, they'll ignore you, they'll shun you, they'll talk shit about you, they'll send the flying monkeys after you sometimes. That kind of thing can happen. But do you want to sell yourself? Do you want to sell your soul in a way? That's the way I see it. It's like I'm not licking someone. I'm not being sycophantic to someone who's toxic. No fucking way. I'm not blowing smoke up their ass. I'm not going to dim my light for other people. Fuck off. I'll be selling myself short. Anyway, I'm going on. I'll go back to the comments. Dawn is saying, for me, it happened at home. I was praised for being like my dad, even though I'm absolutely nothing like him. So the question is, Dawn, who praised you for being like your dad? Why did they see it that way? Who said that? Why? Can you give some more context if possible, please? I remember you saying that your dad wasn't great. Let's say that, if I remember correctly. Forgive me if I'm wrong. There was some issues there, I think, if I remember correctly. Yes. Some narcissistic behavior, let's say. Who put you in that box is the question, Dawn. Who said that you like your dad? I'm going to keep going. So, I'll move on. So the emotional impact, I'll just go back to the comments, sorry. Zuki's saying, Dawn, likewise, I've definitely been there in terms of self-modifying behaviours, etc. It meant there was quite a delay in regards to finding myself and my own authenticity. Absolutely. I've done it as well, Zuki. I can relate to that big fucking time, modifying my behaviours just to fit in. I remember being younger, obviously, and I'd like get upset at something, like fucking really upset, younger, underdeveloped. I'd be fucking upset about something and I'd get told to shut the fuck up, basically. Shut up. You're upsetting the apple cart, Brad. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. Don't be upset. Don't have a voice. You're upsetting the apple cart. We've got a happy little apple cart over here. Don't be upsetting that shit. Shut up, basically. Shut the fuck up. You're bringing problems to the table. We don't like that. Shut the fuck up, basically. And that can end up, you think, oh, I'm not going to express myself then. I don't want to express myself because I don't want to be shunned. I don't want to be put down. I've done that. But was I being my authentic self? Was I? So when you're expressing yourself as well, you're upset with something. I think it's a good thing because you're bringing it out. You know, I've got a problem. I'm going to fucking share it. If you keep going on and on and on and on and on and on about it and never dealing with it, that's a different thing. That's just like, that's a different matter. But if you're just sharing yourself authentically, something that's bothering you, I think that's where you can start to deal with it. And sometimes a problem shared is a problem had, and you've got someone to listen to, you can grow from that. But if you're not allowed to do those things, those issues can be then buried away. But they've not gone anywhere. They've been buried. They've been shut down. So I've done that so much. I've done that in my life, should I say. And Zuki, sorry, I'm going back to Zuki. You meant there was quite a delay in regards to finding myself. Yeah, it slows down your growth. Maybe it's a necessary process though. And your own authenticity, yes. And also in relation to, let's say, 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional, I think from my understanding is coming away from the 3D, the law of vibrational thing, 4D is more being your authentic self. That's coming away from these that's higher vibrations. When you're being your authentic self, it's higher vibrationally, but it can be a painful process getting to that point, and it can be delayed, like Zuki's just stated. Anyway, Dawn's saying both parents, he was angry and violent, and I was quiet and got bullied everywhere. Fucking hell, sorry, Dawn. It's awful, 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 awful. I'm really glad that you've not turned out that way yourself. You're not a bully or nasty or anything. It's hard to, oh, sorry. Sounds horrible, Dawn, sorry. Zuki's saying school is full of people masking due to the large social pressures. It's not just school, Zuki. You're right. It's fucking school. It's the workplace as well. It's like being at fucking school. Like fucking 8-year-olds in adult bodies. An emotional maturity of a fucking 8-year-old in a 60-year-old body. It's like ugly as hell. So much of that shit around. And sometimes these people are in a big group and they're all together it's like a dysfunctional fucking mess, isn't it? With some social groups, school, fucking workplace, family dynamics. It goes on and on. It can be hard out there. It can be hard out there. Dawn's saying it's all lessons in character building. I just wish I hadn't wasted almost 40 years. Maybe it's just a necessary process, Dawn. I don't think you've wasted it. In an ideal world, Dawn, hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it? I'd have had it all figured out at 5 years old. That'd be great, wouldn't it? If I knew what, at 10, that'd be top, wouldn't it? But it doesn't work like that, I don't think. I think, well, maybe for some people it might do, for most it doesn't. But I agree with these hard lessons are in fucking, it's suffering basically. It's fucking suffering, but that's where the lessons are. That's where the growth is. It's not a way. It'd be wasted 40 years, Dawn, if you turned out like them. If you turned out like them in a bad way, let's say toxic, that would have been a waste. And if you'd never become self-aware, if you've never been introspective, if you just didn't acknowledge any of it and you just ended up like them, then it would be wasted, in my opinion. But I don't think I don't think you've wasted the years. I don't think so. Sorry, I don't know the full picture, of course. I think you're doing really well. Anyway, exceptionally well, should I say. Zuki saying, sorry to hear that, Dawn. Yeah, fuck me. Yeah. I can try and imagine how bad that is, but I probably can't even imagine it properly. But I can empathise with it the best I can. It's not nice, is it? It's fucking shit sometimes. Dawn saying thank you to Zuki. Zuki then says, yes, definitely, Brad. I was just thinking back to a time when it seemed particular, I can't say some words. I just can't. I was just thinking back to a time where it seemed particularly prevalent, but it definitely doesn't stop with school for sure. No, it doesn't, fuck. It just doesn't. People just end up at one level. They get to like 10, 13 emotionally, and then they're just stunted. They're just done. That's it. Man-child, woman-child. It works both ways. It's not just men. Say man-child. They go on about that a lot, but it's women as well sometimes. Absolutely. Dawn's saying, very true, but sometimes I see 20-year-olds starting to figure it out and think, what the fuck was I doing? Everyone's different. I think as well, Dawn, we live in the age of information with the internet, and information is a lot more accessible than it used to be years ago. So people can get that information more rapidly if they look in the right places. I think that has an impact on that. And also, as well, in my opinion, everyone's got a different story. Like, I could have had some trauma when I was younger, but it could be like a 2 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10 compared to someone who's had like 9 out of 10 trauma. So the person who's had more trauma might take longer to deal with it. And I don't think I think it's an individual thing. It's not a race. I think it's just, in an ideal world, we don't learn it all really young, but not everybody does. Not everybody does. And also another thing as well, I remember in my 20s, I was reading, whatever. I learned things intellectually, but I didn't put them into practice until later on. So I knew the theory, but I didn't put the practice into later on. It took me a while. I fucked up quite a few times, let's say that much. But we all get, if you're getting there eventually. Some people won't even have these conversations, for God's sake. They don't even entertain what we're talking about. They won't even listen to it. They'll shut it down. They'll just change the subject. They won't even bother. They'll just carry on unconsciously. And that's that, done. The ego's too strong, too toxic, too powerful. Pandora's box is too painful for them. They don't dare go there. Anyway, I'll move on. Zeke saying, it took me a while, but now I'm starting to learn that our differences are unique aspects or something to be celebrated, not shunned or dismissed. I stand by the saying, we are made to stand out, not to fit in. Love that. Fucking love that, Zuki. Amazing. Yep. Sorry, it went off a moment there. We're made to stand out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Not just to fit in. You don't just want to fit into whatever bullshit box that they want you in. I think as well, deep thinkers, you've got a way of doing things. They bring about, some people bring about change. They bring about positivity. They bring about change. That's what they're about. They think outside of the box. And it's great. It's they're inspirational. They're moving forwards. They're growing, basically. They're about growth. They're about changing things. That's a good thing. The only thing constant in life is change. But some people are like guardians, and they're standing by that. They don't want, and they're rigid. The guardians are rigid. They don't want shit to change. They don't want that. They know the narrative. That's their narrative. That's the way it should be. There's no other way of doing it. Fuck off, basically. That's their thinking. And anyone that comes outside of that box will be challenged. They will be brought down. They see it as a threat. Anyway, I'll move on. Dawn saying, yes, absolutely, Zuki. I don't try to copy anyone now. I'm interested in people who are growing and healing, but I'm still unique. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's I'm interested in all the growth and healing. I'll be doing it all my life, hopefully. As long as I can, I'll be doing it all my life. There's always something to work on as well. Zuki saying, everyone else is already taken, occupied. Yeah, absolutely. What's that saying? I'd rather be a real nobody than a fake somebody, kind of thinking as well. Anyway, I'm going to move on. So, the guilt of being different. Sorry, guys, I'm just having a moment. Train of thought's gone a little bit, which is normal. Anyway, Dawn saying the thing that scares me is my dad hated his dad, but turned into him. Oh, fuck. Yeah. And my brother hates my dad, but he's turning into him as well. So I'm on a mission to make sure I heal. Yeah, you don't want to fucking fall into that trap. Turn into the person that that you hated. That's like, fuck, I've failed, man. Fuck. I couldn't become like them. Shit. I don't think, by the sounds of it, Dawn, you're already achieving that as we speak. You're already achieving it. You're winning. I hope that you can. Your dad, I think, is the way he is by the sounds of it, of course. But I think that I don't know about your brother. Is he reasonable? Can you speak to him? Is he open to certain things? Some people you can help, some people you can't. You can't give a helping hand to a closed fist, though. No matter how good your help is, it could be the best help ever, but you can't give a helping hand to a closed fist, man, because they're not open to it. It's like, fuck off. They punch you in the face or whatever they do. They don't want to know. But if someone's open to it, you can help some people, but not everybody. Thank you, saying, Dawn. No worries. All good. All good. So the guilt of being different in relation to the emotional impact of being misunderstood and underestimated. Many deep thinkers, introverts, or sensitive people can feel guilty for simply just being different. Feel bad about it. Feel bad. Because they're hard on themselves. How do I know? Because I do that myself. You start to think, maybe I should be more like them. Maybe that person's a fucking imagine this. That person's a fucking cunt. They're a fucking cunt. They're rude. They're bossy. They're nasty. But they've got the promotion. They're doing really well. Maybe I should be like that cunt over there. That can happen. It's working for them really well. Look at how well they're doing in life. They're earning loads of money and they've done it on the back of being a cunt. That can be potentially tempting. Not good. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what can happen. Or that person is really respected. They're the boss of that hierarchy, of that social setting. They're the big wig. They're the big I am. They're the big bollocks, that person. And they're doing it by being ruthless and putting other people down. And then what can be tempting is, that's the way I need to be. That's what people can fall into. And this person could be a really good person, a really fucking good person, a deep thinking person, but they chop parts of themselves off just to become the tyrant. Just become the tyrant. But they've cut all the best bits of themselves off, all their authenticity, all that's gone. So they become the tyrant, they become the monster. Not good. But could it be tempting? It could be. It could be for some people. Anyway, back on the guilt. This guilt comes from social conditioning, not truth. So being conditioned to be a certain way. It's not coming from truth. It's come from through lies, basically, in a nutshell. I'll go back to the comments in a moment, sorry. So have you ever apologized for your depth just to make someone else feel more comfortable? I'm going to share, I'll go back to the comments in a moment, guys. Sorry, I'm just going to share this question. One moment. I'll just type it this way. One more. Have you ever apologized for being a deep thinker? For thinking deeply, let's say. I have. Let's go with that. Let me go to the comments. So I thought he was and tried to rescue him, but he's not open to it. You tried, though. Good for you, Dawn. Sometimes the best you can do is go, look, do you know what? I know you're not open to anything, but when you need me, I'm here. That's the best you can do. It's like, I'm here if you need me. I'm here if you need me. I know you're not open to X, Y, Z, and that's okay. That's your choice. I'm going to respect your opinion and your choice, but I'm going to stand back. I'm going to leave you to do whatever you're fucking doing because that's your personal choice in your life. But I'm here for you. Maybe that, I don't know. That's the best you can do sometimes. Don't say you've nailed it again, Brad. And that's what I was thinking. It could be less caring, and if I could be less caring, more ruthless, I won't be bullied. But I don't want that now. No, I've done that as well. I used to get fucking, at one point in my life, I got terrorized. Fuck, honestly, I got fucking terrorized in my early 20s. I had 2 years of it, and I came away from it, and I worked on myself, and I didn't have a voice. I was really quiet, really introverted, trying to be nice, trying to be the nice guy, but I got shit all over. I got walked all over. I attracted it because I was insecure, and but it forced me to grow. It's forced me to work on myself, and it forced me to have a voice. I got my voice back, and I started to be cocky, and I started to be a bit like them. But I didn't want to be the bully as well. I didn't want to put people down. You don't want to end up like that. That's what can happen to some people, though. It's tempting. It's the easy way out, though, isn't it? It's the easy coward's way. That might sound harsh to some people, but I think it is. If the bully becomes the bully, it's the coward's way. It's the easier way. Short term. Maybe not long term, but short term it is. It's the easy way out. But you pay for it later on. Potentially. Dawn saying, if people want to turn me down for being real and empathetic, I don't want them around me. No, the fuck. You don't want them around you. Don't want them near you. Put boundaries in place as well without feeling fucking guilty. Absolutely, Dawn. Zuki's then saying, I definitely have. Yes, Brad. I've done it. Absolutely, I've done it. Zuki's saying, that's amazing and really healthy of a mindset to have, Dawn. Absolutely. It feels empowering. Of course it does. Of course it does. I wish I knew now what I did when I was 20. That'd be great. It'd be fucking great, but I don't think it's meant to be that way. But it'd be great if we did. When I was younger, it'd be great. I'm happy to hear that too, Dawn. Zuki says, thank you, me too, Dawn says. And then I'm just reading through the comments quickly. It's like some sort of emotional pruning, cutting loose the parts that prevent us from growing further. Yeah, you cut off what no longer works. It's old, it's dead, it's done. You need to cut it off. It sounds a bit harsh, but sometimes you do. You need to let go of what's no longer serving you. It's dragging you down. It's a dead weight. It's old, it's rotting, it's sucking all your energy, and it needs to be cut off. Sometimes it's going to be fucking painful, though, cutting that off, and depending on what it is. Dawn saying, it sounds like we're having a similar experience, Yuki. Well done to you too. And yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Sounds amazing. Good to talk about these things, isn't it? To remember these things, to remember your why. Why am I the way I am? Why am I doing this? Where am I going? We know it deep down, but sometimes I forget myself. Right, I'm going to carry on speaking. So have you ever apologized for your depth? Yeah, just to make someone else feel more comfortable. Yeah, I'll dim my light. I won't talk about certain things with certain people. Just make them feel more comfortable. Yeah, I've done it. Done it to fuck. Anyway, in relation to, sorry, one moment. The emotional fucking impact of being misunderstood and underestimated. The drive to prove yourself. So being underestimated can awaken a powerful desire to show them. Like, I'm going to fucking show them. You underestimated me. You don't know what the fuck I'm capable of. You're looking at me like I'm less than you or less than anyone else. You're putting me down. You're fucking thinking I'm useless. You're thinking I'm weird. You're thinking I'm strange. You think I don't fit in. You think I'm not good enough, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Like Zuki said before, it can give you a kick up the fucking ass to go, right, do you know what? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. And while you're chatting your fucking shit over there, you chat with your little fucking group, whatever it fucking is, I'm working hard. I'm working on myself. I'm fucking putting the graft in. And you're going chat. Let them fucking chat. I'm working hard over here. You don't know what I'm doing. I'm working hard. And eventually 2-3 years goes by, you're there, and then they'll look up and go, oh shit, look at that person, look how well they've done. Look how well they've done. Look how well they've done. They're amazing. Maybe they'll say that, maybe they won't. But you can use it as this is me thinking a bit egotistically here, but more in like a healthy way, kind of like, use that as a desire, use that shitty energy, that shit that they're giving you, that underestimation they're giving you, use that as fuel for yourself. You're not hurting anybody. You're just focused on you and your own success. No matter what the fuck that is, that could just be working on your emotional health or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a job. It doesn't have to be a business. It doesn't have to be, it can be anything, whatever you want it to be. And they're going to still be stuck where they are, low vibrationally. Bitter, twisted, insecure, not resolved, stuck, fucking stuck. Do you want to be stuck? Do you want to be around a lot of people that are losing in life? No, you don't, mate. You don't. Do you want to be stuck with no, you don't. It's shit. It's fucking shit. What have you done? You failed. You fucking failed. Do you want to fail? No. You don't want to fail. I see that as a failure, man. I see it as a fucking failure. I think it's a bit sad. Again, that's my opinion, though. They're going to have their own fucking opinions, but fuck them. Sorry, I'm swearing a bit, but here we go. Let me carry on with the comments. Dawn is saying, I really struggle talking to enabling types of people now and feel like a gossip for mentioning someone's bad behavior when the other person I'm sure they had good intentions. Sorry, let me break that down, Dawn. If you struggle talking to enabling types of people, yeah, like for example, it's like, his heart's in the right place. I know he's a fucking piece of shit and he's an absolute cunt and he's just smashed the house up and he's done X, Y, Z and he's gone to jail. He's done a few dodgy things, but his heart's in the right place. Like, yeah. Oh, great. He's nice to his dog sometimes. It's like, yeah, but he's done all these shitty things, man. He's a fucking piece of shit, but you're enabling that behavior. You're excusing it. You're ignoring it. Yep. You're going to struggle to... Sorry, I'm trying to break down what you said as well, Dawn, one moment. You feel like a gossip for mentioning someone's bad behavior when the other person say, I'm sure they have good intentions. Yeah, you can feel, in that situation, you can feel like you're calling out I think it's different with gossip though, isn't it? I think if you're calling out something for being bad, I don't think always that's gossip. I don't always think it's that. You're just calling it out for what it is, but you can feel like you're doing it, especially when somebody is misunderstanding you, really. And they're painting this other person as good. Yeah, you can feel awkward in that situation because your thoughts aren't aligning then. Even if you're coming from a place of truth with regards to that. Oh, Sandra's saying, hi guys. Hi, Sandra. I'm here. You're still here. Cooking and looking at presents. Oh, right. What presents? Nice. LOL, Brad. One more to 200. Woohoo. Oh, thanks, man. I hope I get to 200. That'd be great. Amazing. Yeah, thanks, Sandra. Dawn's asking if it's Sandra, if it's her birthday. Sandra's saying, Dawn, no, I was shopping for friends and family, so I'm marrying my choices. I left my house off. I'm hi, Dawn. Saying hi to Dawn. That's lovely. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? You're enjoying buying gifts for others. That's a very kind way of looking at things. Yeah. I like buying gifts for other people as well. It's nice to be nice. It's nice to give out. I think it's a good thing. It can be a good thing, let's say. John saying, oh, nice one, Sandra. Enjoy. Sorry, I think my punctuation is shit. No, it's not that bad, Dawn. Don't worry. Sandra saying, thank you. Sandra saying, sorry, you don't have to pay attention to the chat. Sandra, guess what you owe? Guess what you owe? Nothing. You don't owe anything. I appreciate you just being here and speaking. No one knows anything. I don't expect anything of fucking anyone. I appreciate anyone that comes on here and shares their perspectives, etc., but please never feel pressured to do anything. You just live the life that you want to live with the time that you have. That's my saying. I believe that. Goes into a fucking story. Listen to this for a fucking story, right? Anyway, I was in my car. I wasn't at work. I was on the car park. Excuse my language here, my car park, if you heard me speak. Anyway, I was in my car and I fucking, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a colleague. And I thought, oh, fucking hell. I don't hate the colleague, but they were in their car. Anyway, we're at a shopping centre. And I thought, shit, I'm going to wait until I get out of the car so I can avoid speaking to them. Matt might say, I just couldn't be arsed speaking to them. I'm protecting my own peace. I can't be arsed speaking to them. I don't hate them. I don't like them. I don't give a fuck about them or not, if I'm honest. They're just not for me. I don't hate them though. But I'm thinking, I've been at work with this person all the time. I'm in my free time. I'm going to avoid this conversation. I'm going to wait until they drive away and then I'm going to get out my car. I'm avoiding them. I'm fucking avoiding them. Fuck them. Sounds a bit harsh, a bit selfish, but that's just, I don't feel guilty. Sorry, I just don't. I don't. Anyway, so they took ages to leave. They took fucking ages to leave. And eventually drove off, whatever. And I got out of the car and then I went into the supermarket, whatever. Next week, they were to see me on the corridor at work. You avoided me, they said to me, trying to make me feel guilty. You were hiding from me. I saw you walk into the shopping centre after I left. And I said, I don't know what you're on about. What the fuck are you on about? Wasn't hiding from you. What are you on about? I don't get it. And then that was it. And I think to myself, you're trying to make me feel guilty for not speaking to you, to not interact with you. Like, you're trying to control me. Like, I'm thinking, maybe I'm an asshole here, but that person, I think that's fucking crazy. You've been watching me, waiting for me to get out of my car, waiting for me for ages, realised I'm not getting out of my car. Then you've been watching me walk into the supermarket. And now you're trying to make me feel guilty about not saying hello to you. Like, what the fuck do I owe this person? I think it's crazy. Anyway, that's my little shitty story. I just thought to myself, very controlling, very like a power move kind of thing, very insecure person trying to make me feel guilty for doing what I want to do. Like, I don't owe anyone anything. That's my point. You don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything. No. I have my own free will. I'm not trying to shit on anyone, not trying to cause anyone harm. I'm going to live my life my own way with being respectful as well, of course. But anyway, that's my little rant on, you don't owe anyone anything. You don't. And anyone that tries to make you feel like you owe them something is a manipulative person, potentially. Don't fucking let them do that to you. That's what I've got to say. Sorry, I'm going on a little rant there, Stander, sorry. Saying don't feel bad for not contributing, whatever. It's okay, honestly, please. I'm trying to be open-minded and understanding with regards to that. Dawn saying, oh my God, someone subscribe, please. Oh, thanks, Dawn. I appreciate that. That'd be amazing. Thank you. Yeah, that'd be great. I'll just pin that for now. Thank you. Suki saying, Dawn, reminds me of this friend I used to have who always posed devil's advocate sentiments for others' problematic behaviour. Interesting, Zuki. I find this interesting, though, psychology. I really find it interesting. I really find it, fascinating, should I say. Can you elaborate with that, Zuki, please, if possible? No pressure. So don't say that's the mission for today. That'd be great. Thanks. Thanks, Dawn. Thanks, Sander. Appreciate it. Thank you, Zuki, as well, of course, and everybody else that's watching. Thank you. Zuki says, Zuki, classical enabler behavior. That's a lot. There's a lot out there. I think enablers can be cowards. The hard question is, have we ever been enablers? Have we ever? Is it done? I think it's worse. If it's unconscious, you're unconsciously enabling someone, you don't realise what the fuck you're doing. I think it's more understandable from that person if it's a conscious one. If it's a person who's consciously enabling someone's bad behaviour, they know that it's bad and they're just justifying it. That's a lot worse than someone who's doing it unconsciously, in my opinion. Have we ever done that at some point? Have I ever done that? I probably have done that at some point. I've probably done it at some point, if I'm fucking honest. Is it cowardly? Potentially, yes. I'm self-reflecting there a little bit, thinking about it, thinking, shit, I think I've done it with friends and maybe fucking family at some point. You're coming from maybe a good point of view. You just want to see the good in others. You want to see the good in others, and you've had good experiences with them, but you do know deep down that some of the behavior is really shit. It's really disappointing, and it doesn't feel good. And you try and justify it a little bit, trying to paint a pretty picture, making a pretty picture out of it, even though it's turd. Like, you've got a massive turd, and you're trying to paint that turd into be a beautiful picture, but it's just a fucking turd. And it's like you're trying to make the best of it. I've done that, and I'm thinking to myself, no, this is shit, basically. I've done that unconsciously, yes. But once you become aware of what's going on, you open your eyes, then you've got responsibility, in my opinion, to not enable that anymore and not accept that anymore. Once you can see clearly, if you keep enabling that bad behavior, then you're a fucking coward to fuck, but big time. And but if you do become aware of it, sorry, I'm going on a little bit now. If you do become aware of the shit behavior, you need to call it out. You need to not accept it. That's what I've got to say. So yeah, I do agree, Sandy. Enablers can be cowards. I believe a lot of people will have done that at some point in their life, from my perspective, to some degree. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying that's a human thing to do sometimes. But you need to learn from it and grow from it. I'm on about myself, by the way. Dawn is saying, yes, I used to do it myself. I used to try to see the good in everyone. And I think that's a fucking hell. I think we should keep doing that. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I think it's beautiful to see the good in everyone. I think it's fucking amazing. I think it's a really, really good trait. But Dawn saying, but I can't stand it now. Evil prevails, what good people do. Yes, I used to do it myself. I'm reading it again, Dawn, sorry. I try to see good in everyone, but I can't stand it now. Evil prevails, what good. Evil can prevail when good people do nothing. Hitler, he was nice to his family, he was nice to his dog. He was, believe it or not, Hitler was a piece of shit, don't get me wrong. He did a lot of bad things. Of course he fucking did. But he's a really good example of that. And people did, the society in Germany ignored the behavior. He was a tyrant. They allowed it. They behaved, they conformed to his beliefs, and they performed the tasks that he wanted to be completed. They completed gas chambers, fucking horrendous things that people did. And they conformed to Hitler's, let's say, philosophy, his ways, even though they were evil as fuck. Yes, that can happen. When people do nothing about something, you're allowing it. You almost, it's like you're subtly encouraging it and subtly allowing it, which is horrendous. So yes, agreed there, Dawn, absolutely. Zuki-sen saying there really is, and it leads to the problem, people feeling more affirmed in their negative behaviors. It's like saying, yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, Zuki, shit, you're hitting the nail on the head. So it's a problem person is behaving a certain way, no one's doing anything about it. It gives them, it kind of like makes them think, oh, actually, do you know what? Being a cunt's actually okay. I'm okay. I'm going to carry on being a prick. It's all good because no one's saying anything. No one's doing anything. Fuck me. I need to deal with something, by the way. I need to deal with something more. I need to deal with something with regards to that, by the way. See, I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. I need to deal with something. Yes, I do, by the way. Thanks for that, Zuki. Very, very true. Dawn saying agreed, Sander. Dawn's saying avoiding an energy vampire isn't selfish. It's self-preservation, yeah. You can't be around these fuckers for too long. They're going to drain the life out of you. You can't change them. Avoiding them is great. Yeah, in relation to what my story was, Dawn, yes, this person is like that. Like the world owes them something. Like, I don't owe you shit. I'm not working. I'm not. Also, when I work with people, I was thinking, you're my colleagues. You're my colleagues. I'm friendly with some of them. I love some of them. I like some of them. I find them enjoyable to work with. I find them enjoyable to be around. I think some of them are really funny, positive, amazing people. I respect them. I'm friendly with them, but they're not my fucking friends. They're not my friends. They're my colleagues. And I don't owe them shit. And if they start to try and guilt trip me into fucking speaking to them, they can fuck off. Sorry, but that's me. Anyway, Zuki saying, an example I can think of is womanizers who are surrounded by their mates that always laugh at the sexist jokes and actions. It just empowers them. Yeah. Yeah. And what can happen, Zuki, in that scenario, you make a really good point there. What can happen as well is, imagine if you're a deeper thinker, you're seeing the sexist person being a fucking piece of shit, joking up women's expense, etc. They don't dare say anything because the group will turn on them. The group will turn on them. So they just conform to what that group dynamic's doing and saying. They'll just laugh. Yeah, that can happen absolutely, Zuki. Xander's saying, Dawn, it's sickening. It gets me going. It gets me going, especially if they have displayed horrible behaviour to various people and witnessed it. And I witnessed it. And you've seen it happen in real time. Yep. Yep, absolutely, Xander. Thank you for sharing. I agree. I completely agree. It's fucked up. It's wrong. Dawn's then saying, wow, that's creepy bad. Yeah, it's fucking creepy. This person, like, expects fucking watching me go into a shopping store. Fuck off. And then try and make me feel guilty for avoiding them. If the truth be known, Dawn, I fucking avoided them. They were right. They were right. I fucking avoided them. And then I thought to myself, am I a bad person? I'm thinking, no, I'm not. Not I'm shit. Don't really know him anyway. I think he's fucked up though, creepy. So I'm saying, Brad, your colleague sounds like an insecure sado who likes to control. Exactly. Insane. Yep. Fucked up. Dawn's then saying, yes, someone at the horse yard is seriously toxic. I saw her manipulating a 17-year-old autistic girl and everyone is going, oh, she meant well. That's fucking horrible. Go on, let me just break that down, Dawn. So someone's at the horse yard, of course, seriously toxic. I saw her how was she manipulating that person is the question. I hate that, me. I fucking hate that. I remember being on a bus once and there was this disabled guy, right? He was disabled, man. He had a crutch. He wasn't well. He was disabled. He was struggling. And this young 18-year-old, this was a long time ago, he started to bully this guy, started to pick on him, started to fucking call him names on the bus. And I fucking stuck up for him. And I told this guy to shut the fuck up, leave him alone, you cunt. I said, fucking leave him alone, you cunt. And this guy shut up. But I thought it was horrible. I hate seeing that. I hate it when you see someone who's harmless, who's not doing any harm to anyone, being manipulated or bullied. It pisses me off. It's not good. It's not good. Sanders then saying, Zuki, low vibrational men. Well, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just objectifying other people, isn't it? Basically, seeing them as lower than you. It's low vibrational, Sander, absolutely. In relation to what Zuki was on about before, I agree. Sander saying, Dawn, why are people so fucking dumb? Because they just are. They just don't. They're not open-minded. There's a lot of them. They're not all bad people, by the way, but it's just the way society is. There's a lot of people that are like that. They're not open-minded. They don't see things from a deeper perspective. They don't go deeper. They don't look things outside of the box. They just stick to the set narrative. Dawn's then saying, I spoke to her mum though. You spoke to her mum, the autistic girl's mum. Good. I hope you speak to her mum about that. That's good. Dawn saying, God knows, Sander. Zuki then says, yep, Sander, I would never stoop so low to please negative types like those. I will always stand up for those who advocate for those who are being victimized. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I don't think you get away with anything in life. I think it comes back to you anyway. There's a karmic debt. It's a price to be paid. The standard saying, Dawn, where I work, toxic and bad behavior is enabled because it's deeply ingrained in the culture. It's hard to change that as well, especially if it's deeply ingrained by people that are in positions of power, let's say. They maintain the status quo through that control, through that toxicity, potentially. Sanders then saying, when I call it out, my managers try to gaslight me. Like, oh, it's not that bad. Don't, Sandy, don't, it's not that bad. Don't worry about it. It's just the way they are. You know what it's like. You know what they're like. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but they did this really nice thing. Do you remember when they did that really nice thing? Oh yeah, do you know that thing that they did ages ago? They were really good then, weren't they? But like, you think to yourself, yeah, but they're a fucking cunt. They're a fucking horrible cunt. And they're being allowed to get away with it. Basically, it's a soft way out, isn't it? It's like, I'm not going to deal with that situation because it's going to be challenging and it's going to be awkward and I'm not going to feel comfortable. So I'd rather just let them carry on being a cunt. That's what that says to me, Sander, sorry. Not calling you that, by the way. I'm just on about the situation. Dawn saying, yes, they seem to think they're being the bigger person. I think when you're an emphatic person, you project it onto others. When you're occurring, yes, I think the warmth comes from you. Make people feel good. A warm, emphatic, genuine, healthy, let's say, person who's worked on themselves, that's gone through the shit, is going to project that warmth onto others. Some people do it naturally. I know some people, and they're just quiet. They don't say a lot. I work with some people, and they're fucking really just so calm. They're so loving. They're so caring. They're natural healers. It's like they don't even need to speak. Their presence just comes out. It's amazing. Some people are naturally like that. Obviously, you've got people on the other end of the spectrum that are absolutely awful as well, of course. Sanders then said it's like they choose who to reprimand and who gets a pass. Yeah, that's toxic. Who gets a pass? They've been here 20 years. They're all right. Let them be. They can shit on the floor. It's fine. Put a bit of glitter on. It's fine. It's all good. And then this other person's on the phone for 2 seconds, and they get called out on it. For example. Zuki saying, Brad, yes. So it's similar to what we've discussed. I would discuss things like someone excluding me deliberately from events and socializing, and they would say things like, maybe they didn't mean to. Yeah, maybe they didn't mean to forget you. They've invited everyone else. They've even invited every man and the dog, but they forgot you. But they didn't mean to. Like, yeah, they meant to. They were aware of what they were doing. That's the enabler, basically, kind of speaking there in that situation. Zuki then says, I shouldn't have to fight my corner that hard for friends to show support. No, you shouldn't. It should come naturally. A true friend will stick up for you. Will support you naturally. Do we get many true friends in life? Probably not. It shouldn't be forced. Things shouldn't be forced. It should come naturally, Zuki, is what I'm gauging from what you're saying. Sandra then says, Zuki, of course they didn't. They just accidentally forgot to invite you. That makes it so much better, doesn't it? Sometimes, though, it's maybe a compliment. Like, you forgot to invite me. Good. Fuck you. Good. Don't feel bad. You don't want to be in that room anyway. I won't want to be in a room that doesn't want me. I don't want to be in a room that doesn't accept me. I don't want to be in a room that appreciates me. I don't want to be in that room. I'm okay. I'll be on my own. I'm good. I'm fucking good. Absolutely. I remember working on myself in my 20s. I was early on in my 20s, whatever. And people didn't like who I was becoming. I was the quiet, insecure person who was being bullied. And then I stood up for myself, got more confident. I worked on myself. I was growing, let's say. I still had a lot to do, but I was better than I was, let's say that much. And people didn't like it. They said, you've changed, Brad. You've fucking changed. Why being like that, Brad? Why being like that? Because I was confident all of a sudden, more confident, let's say, and they didn't fucking like it. And I remember going to a house. I always used to go to a house to sesh, and they wouldn't let me in. They wouldn't let me in. They didn't want me in the room. They didn't want the new version of me in the room. They wanted the old version of me in there. They wanted the insecure Brad. They wanted the quiet Brad. They wanted that nice, quiet Brad that they could manipulate and control and put down. They didn't want the more confident, more self-aware Brad. They didn't like it. Made them feel uncomfortable. So they literally shut the door on me. Was that a bad thing? No, it wasn't. It was a good thing. It was a good sign. It can feel a bit shitty at the time. Don saying, that's annoying, isn't it, Zuki? I can imagine that being annoying. Frustrating. Absolutely. Sandra saying, Zuki, hell no. Sorry, I don't know your name. It's got a, sorry. Having a personality test online is essential. MTPJ, you're on about there. INFJ, same here, by the way. Snap, INFJ here too. I've done the test loads of times, INFJ every time, which is the advocate personality. I think it's very interesting that intuitive, feeling, I forgot the ones. Judging as well, isn't it? The MBTI is interesting. It's a free personality test that you can do. It can help you understand yourself a little bit better. I think there's more to us than just those things. But I don't know your name though. It's got 2 symbols. Sorry, I don't know what your username is there. I can't explain it. But thanks for sharing that. INFJ as well, by the way. That's what I fall into within that setup. Good to have you with us, by the way. Thank you for commenting. Zuki then says, yes, and that person was actively going after all my friend groups and taking over. Oh, God. That's very parasitic, isn't it? They're going after all the friend groups, taking over. The truth always comes out eventually, though, Zuki. What happened after that is the question. So they're infiltrating each group. They see you as a threat as well because you're seeing through their bullshit, potentially, by the sounds of it. Don's then saying, toxic people don't want a truth teller in the group. No, they don't. Do they fuck? It upsets the apple cart, doesn't it? It upsets the illusion, Dawn. It upsets the apple cart. The truth fucking hurts. It really does. And they don't want to face the truth. They can't even be honest with themselves. So they can't, certainly, if you can't be honest with yourself, you certainly can't handle anyone else's truth. The truth hurts, man, sometimes. It really fucking does. It cuts deep sometimes. But as they say, cheesy, I know, but the truth will set you free. That's where it's true. Truth will set you free, man. But a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to know. They want to keep the illusion. They want to keep it's easier. The illusion's easier. The illusion's nicer. It's a dream, isn't it? Nice illusion, dream, whatever you want to call it. Let's pretend. Let's carry on with our false personas, with our superficiality. Let's not look at the truth. Let's not look at the harshness of the truth. Let's avoid that truth. The truth has to be faced at some point, no. But maybe not in this life. Anyway. I appreciate, some people say as well, oh, I really appreciate it when people are honest with me, but when you are honest with them, they don't like it. So it's like, do you really want the truth? I'll be honest, do I like hearing the truth all the time? I don't like it, but I feel like I need it. I appreciate it and I respect it, but I do acknowledge sometimes it hurts. It really does. But sometimes you need to hear it. I think it's a gift, and I think you should respect people that speak the truth. Absolutely. Even if it hurts. There's wisdom in it. There's respect in it. It's not always the easy road, though, is it? Anyway, Sanders then saying, Dawn, I never have liked group settings. I always had 1 or 2 good friends. Groups didn't appeal to me at all. Yuck, LOL. For a small group, I think I'm similar to that, Sand. I can resonate with that. I don't do well in massive group settings. Too much shit going on. Too much bullshit going on. There's a lot of jostling. Imagine you've got 20 people, a group of 20 people. There's going to be people bitching. There's people jostling for positions, competing for the top of the food chain, hierarchy, whatever that. There's a hierarchy in a group of 20 people, unconsciously, thinking, I don't want that shit. I just want to be in a smaller group with like-minded people that are genuine, that want the best for me, that support me, that are good people, let's say that. So I can understand that, Sander. Zuki saying, Dawn, definitely, I was made to feel like I was the one causing problems. Yeah, and also it's almost like sending the flying monkeys. That person who's infiltrating each group, Zuki, is trying to just paint you in a bad light. They see you as a threat. You're not quite listening. You're seeing through their bullshit, and they're aware that you can see through their bullshit. Therefore, you are a threat in that situation, Zuki, potentially. And they're gonna make it out as though you're making the problems in that situation, which can feel fucking horrendous, of course. I've got sorry, that person who mentioned the INFJ. I'm going to go with the, let's call it symbol. I don't know what that means. You're sending a dove of peace and a red card. Okay, I don't know what you mean by that. If you can elaborate, that'd be great. I don't know what you mean by red card. Sent off, maybe. Peace, sent off. I don't know what you mean by that, though. Dawn's saying, I have two good friends, but one has a history of limerence from married and unavailable men. Yep. And she's recently set her sights on my boyfriend. So I have one now. Fucking hell. I have two good friends, but one. That's not a good friend, Dawn, if they're really after. Some people like what they can't have. That's egotistical human desire sometimes. People want what they can't have. So an unavailable man would be someone who's with someone else, or a woman. It works both ways, whatever. So it's not, you don't want that in your life, Dawn. That's not a good friend, is it? Basically going to stab you in the back. Thing is, most people don't fucking care about emotional intelligence. Do you know what? You're absolutely right. A lot of people don't give a fuck about it. They don't. I think it's sad that, though, by the way. I think emotional intelligence is, I wish there was more of it in the world. But a lot of people don't care about it. They don't think about it. They don't acknowledge it. They don't value it. Intellectual intelligence is much more valued, let's say, or different types. There's different types of intelligence. Emotional, I agree, though. Most people don't fucking care about it. They don't. They really don't. I think that's sad. I think they're missing something big time, in my opinion. But I think there's a lot of truth in that. A lot of people don't care about it. They don't. That's true. Thank you for sharing, by the way. Sandy's saying, Dawn, wow, that's crazy. Oof, that's crazy, she's saying. Zuki's saying, absolutely. But she's mad considering we are deeply emotional animals. Yeah, it's mad. You're missing a massive part of ourselves. Really cutting it off, mate. It's like blocking it, isn't it? It's blocking the growth, man. Blocking the fucking growth. You're here to grow through the suffering. Here to grow. Well, the hard school of life. It's a hard school to be in. If you believe in spirituality, it's a fucking hard place to be. It's a hard place to come. But that's where the best growth occurs. And it's a lot of the growth is via emotions. Learning through the emotions can be obviously happy and all good and well, but there's a lot of it's through the hard emotions, through the fucking suffering, the feeling. That's where the lessons are. A lot of people are ignoring this emotional intelligence. It's fucking, you're missing out big time. Is it easy? No, it's hard. It can be really hard. But anyway, kind of saying we care about emotional intelligence here. Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of society doesn't, though. Not saying that's right, but it's just a fact. I think there's a lot of truth in that. Suki saying definitely. I agree. She hasn't done any. Don't say she hasn't done anything serious, but she hasn't. But she never has time for me anymore. But has to pop into his garage with gifts of honey and sex regularly on a regular basis. Dawn, that's fucked up, mate. That's fucked up, Dawn. That's overstepping boundaries. That's basically a piece of shit by the sounds of it, Dawn. That's not very nice. That's not your friend. A friend wouldn't do that. That's not your friend. That's my opinion based on the information that I've got in front of me, by the way. You need to set boundaries with that one, as does your boyfriend needs to set boundaries as well. Don't accept the gifts. Stop giving me gifts. Leave me alone. Stay away. The boyfriend needs to set boundaries there as well. He has a responsibility as well with regards to that. He needs not to entertain it. He needs to stop it. He has responsibility as well. In my opinion, of course. Sandra's saying that's really weird. Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, just an inappropriate amount of texting, telling him about guys who are creeping on her, and I've seen her go after married men lots of times, very obsessively. That's not a mentally unstable person to do that. He needs to stop responding, in my opinion. It's good if he's showing you them. He's going, look, this is what I've been sent. That shows that he's trustworthy, of course. And you need to stop that narrative. Block it off. block it off. You don't want that in your life, Dawn. Sandra's asking, did you address this with your partner? Is he aware of it too? She doesn't sound like a friend, Dawn. No, definitely not Sandra. He's aware and he tells you about it, which is a good thing. Good on that's respect to him with regards to that. But I think she thinks her texts are private with him. It's fucked up. You don't need Dawn. Fuck that shit off, mate. You don't want that shit. Fuck that shit off. Fuck that shit off. Sorry. It's up to you. Do what you do, though. Sorry, I'm just giving my opinion. It's your life, of course. Sandra's then saying, Dawn, what the fuck? Ain't no way I'd allow her to be with my partner chatting privately to a female friend like that. No, not like that. She comes to the garage. She's a walking red flag. Yep, she is. We do get true friends in life. My partner is my best friend in this world. I'm extremely lucky. Oh, it's beautiful, Sandra. Suki saying that's lovely. Sandra's agreeing. Suki, it is. Thank you. You didn't see it coming in. How long has it been occurring for, Dawn, by the way? How long has this been happening for, to your understanding, let's say? Sandra's saying, Dawn, yes, because you saw her as your friend and you trusted her. Yeah, of course. You give her the benefit of the doubt. You've seen the good in others, which is not a bad thing, of course. But there's been boundaries overstepped there. That person will shit all over you. They're showing you with their actions that they don't give a fuck about you, by the way. They don't give a fuck about you at all. Sometimes your friends are your enemies in disguise. I'll say it again. Sometimes your friends are your enemies in disguise. That was one of my late friends' sayings, and it's so true. Sometimes, not always. There's some good people out there as well. I'm just going with the comments for now, guys. Well, it just continued. My concerns were about it were minimised, and this was towards the end of school, so there was no resolution for me. Not sure what happened though after I left, though. Hope their true self was eventually seen. You moved on by the sound of it, Zuki. You left them doing whatever bullshit they're doing. People see through that shit eventually, though. It's going to be missed while you're at school, though, isn't it? You're younger. You're very wise, Zuki. You're very, very... I think... Did you say you're 25, Zuki? You're very wise for your age, by the way. Really wise. Dawn saying, yeah, I know she has some trauma and possibly a bit of autism, but I thought she would have more morals than that. Well, she doesn't. Dawn? She doesn't. She freaking really doesn't. That's some bullshit, that. You don't want that shit. Get rid. Cut it off. Cut it off. Please cut it off. No, sorry. I'm going to reframe it. Do what you think's best. That's your life. I don't want to enforce my opinions on others there. I think that's a bit too blunt of me to say. It's your life. Do what you see, but you know what to do. You know what to do. That's you deep down, you know what to do. Sandra's saying your resolution and blessing is seeing and knowing that person for who they truly are. It's a blessing and a curse. I know, Zuki. Yeah, to see it for what it is. Zuki saying thank you for that. No worries. It's all good. Love and respect, always. Sandra's saying, Dawn, yes, our expectations of people are what gets us disappointed. Yeah, you think they're better than that. You kind of think, you're hoping, you're thinking that they're better than that. And clearly she's a bit of a shitty person in that way. Well, yeah, doesn't respect boundaries, at all. You don't want that low energy around you. No, you don't. That's some old shitty energy. That's low vibrational shit. That needs to be dealt with, in my opinion. Legend Bob, hi, I'm back. Hi, Legend Bob, how are you? Good to have you with us again. I hope you're okay. Hope you're doing well. Don't say, nah, she's always made plans and cancelled them. I won't miss her. No, doesn't sound like you will at all, Dawn. It's really good that your partner's sharing those things with you, though. It shows that he's being open and honest. And sometimes you could just be like, this person's just being nice to me. I'm just trying to be respectful back. There's nothing in it. It's just being nice back, which is okay to an extent. But at some point, if it's going too far, there's some boundaries that need to be set up. Sandra's saying a dove and a red card. Nice combo. Yeah, different. Sandra's saying hi to Bob. You've known her since you were 12, so you feel like you've known her for a long, long time then, Dawn, nearly all your life. You don't owe anyone anything, Dawn. You don't owe anyone anything. Especially when they're presenting bullshit. Don't owe them shit. It can be harder though, the longer you've known them. Sandra's then saying, yikes, Dawn, that's so sad. You literally know her most of your life. That's disappointing. Yeah, it is. Fucking disappointing. But mostly for her, she's losing lots. She could just... It's sad, isn't it? Yeah. Why don't you go for someone that's available instead? There's lots of people out there. Why don't you go for someone who's available? But they don't think like that. What's your favourite place in the world? Good question. Fucking hell, that's a tough question, Legend Bob. What's your favourite place in the world? Wow. Do you know what? I really like, let's just go with, I love Edinburgh City. I love Edinburgh. It's lovely. I'd like it'd be a nice place to live, definitely. I think it's got a nice mixture of the old historic buildings that have been well kept. It's got the nature there, and it's got the modern there. It's got the mixture of the three. I think it's a really nice city. It's the nicest city I've ever been to is Edinburgh, in my opinion. There's a lot of other nice places as well, but that's the first one that springs to mind. There's probably a lot of places that would be great for different reasons as well, of course. There's no right or wrong answer with that, Legend Bob, in my opinion. Dawn's asking the same question, Legend Bob. What's your favourite place? I like to hear about other people's favourite places as well, because it gives you ideas sometimes and perspectives. Bob, my favourite place is where I'm happy, at peace and healthy. So right where I am now, that's beautiful, Sandra. Wow, that's a different way of thinking, more deeper. Mine is Durness. Durness, never been there, Dawn, never been there before. Dawn saying she messaged occasionally over the years, but only the last couple of months she seems to be getting obsessed. Wow. She's lost, Dawn, she's lost. Zuki saying, yeah, 25, almost 26. Yeah, you're very wise, Zuki. Brad, happy 200 subscribers. Oh, amazing. Get in. Fucking nice one. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed. Made it to 200. It's my 50th live, and I made it to 200 subscribers. I'm very grateful. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. Thanks to everyone that subscribed. I really appreciate you all. Thanks for people that come back and listen to me speak. And your part, it's not just about me, it's about everyone else that's communicating as well. It's amazing. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Yes, amazing. Thank you. Right. Oh, it's really good. That's amazing. Yeah, thanks. Anyway. Right, so sorry, I'm going back to the topic. Right, so the drive to prove yourself, if it comes from hurt, you burn out chasing external validation. So if you're coming from a place of hurt, you're trying to prove, it's good to think, right, you're underestimating me. I'm going to show you what's right. I'm going to fucking show you. But that could be coming from a place of hurt. It can be a good driver, but it can become, and if you're just seeking external validation, you're at the mercy of the approval of others. That can be a bad thing, in my opinion, because that can, 1 minute you're a king, next minute you're a piece of shit. Up and down. 1 minute you're the best thing since sliced bread. Everyone's saying how good you are. Next minute you can be nothing. You can be a nobody. It's good to stay neutral, stay grounded, stay humble to an extent. Don't rely on external validation too much. It's nice to, it's lovely to hear it. Of course it fucking is, but don't rely on it too much is what I'm trying to say. The key shift is moving from I'll show them into I will show myself what I can do. I'm doing this for myself. Internal validation. I'm doing to show this that I can do this for myself. I'm not relying on that external things. I'm looking within in relation to that. So when you stop proving and start expressing, you shift from survival to self-respect. I'm going to move on with what I'm talking about. One moment. Let me have a sip of water. Oh, thanks for everyone that subscribed, by the way. I really appreciate it. So, emotional isolation versus inner strength. The loneliness of being misunderstood often pushes you inward, and that can be your turning point. So that solitude helps you form your own voice, standards, and purpose. You stop needing to be seen and start seeing yourself. That's where underestimated people transform. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought a little bit, guys. Sorry. Oh God. So when you're on your own, you're being misunderstood, you're being underestimated, people aren't accepting you for who you are, you're feeling isolated as fuck, they're not welcoming you, they're shunning you, whatever. That isolation, that solitude is when you can really truly look at yourself, isn't it? That's where you can transform. That's very powerful when you don't have to rely on the external validation of others. You're relying on your own internal validation, your own self-worth. You know what you're good at, you know what you can do, and you're not you're not bothered about what other people think of you. I'm going to share that comment, by the way, it's great. Thank you. Amazing, thank you. Thanks for everyone that subscribed, by the way. I keep saying it, but I'm really, 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 really grateful. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It means a lot. So being misunderstood has forced me to understand myself, forces you to work on yourself. That's a gift that these situations can bring, and that's changed everything. Absolutely. I'm going to move on, guys. Dawn says, sorry, Zuki says, awesome, yeah, happy 200. Thank you, Zuki. Dawn says, woohoo, thank you. Sandra says the same. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. I genuinely do. Thank you. Anyway, the moment you start explaining, so there's a piece that comes when you no longer try to be understood by everyone. You think, do you know what? I'm okay with not being understood by everyone. It's all right. I'm good. I accept the fact that not everyone's going to understand me. I accept that not everyone's going to see my point of view, and I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace with it. I'm good with it. You conserve your energy for people who want to understand, not just react. I'll say it again. You're conserving your energy for people who want to understand. Yeah, you save that energy for them. Don't try and waste it on people who don't understand you. Don't waste your energy trying to prove to others to not underestimate you. You don't need to do that. It's a waste of your energy. You're not gonna change their minds. That's the way they see you. Some people will see you in a certain way. They'll put you in a box. They'll write you off sometimes. They'll think you're not that good at this. You're that, and that's it. That's all they're going to think. There's no point wasting your energy on those types of people. You're not going to change their fucking opinion. It's just the way it is. You can start valuing your alignment over approval. So you're valuing your own alignment, your own truth. You're all happy with yourself. You're doing what you think's best for you. That's a powerful place to be. That's your emotional graduation point, potentially. Sorry, I'll have a sip of water again. Sorry about the slurping noises there. When you stop chasing understanding, you find connection. You find connection within yourself, of course. Like not being bothered, being unbothered by what people think. Anyway. What has being misunderstood taught you is the next question. I'll move that away. I'm going to, one moment, guys. Sorry. Hopefully it lets me write. Oh, you bastard. Sorry, guys. I'm just typing something. What has being misunderstood taught you? I'm going to be 1 minute. I have to do something. Sorry. Give me one moment, guys. I'll leave that question up there, then I'll start speaking again. I'm back. Sorry about that. One moment. Dawn says, sorry, I'm back. Sorry. Let me get my notes again. Bloody hell. Dawn's saying, not everyone has to understand me, but their perceptions don't define me or even matter most of the time. No, they don't. Do they? Fuck matter, man. You shouldn't let them bother you either. Don't let people define you. Don't let people put you in a box. Absolutely. Yorick saying, well done, Brad. Thanks, Yorick, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really glad I got to 200. That's amazing. Don't know why certain numbers have more prevalence than others. I don't know why, but they just does like 200 is like a landmark. This is my 50th live as well, which is great. I've done really well. I just keep going, me. I'm a stubborn bastard. I keep going. I think that's one of my strengths anyways. Keep going. Anyway, so Sanders just saying hi, whatever. Stone saying, I bet he's run out to the victory dance. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Thanks, Dawn. Funny. Yorick says hello to Sander and to Dawn. Sander saying that's a huge hand that you have there, Yorick. LOL. So I'll keep going. So there's a piece when you no longer try to be understood by everyone. You conserve your energy. You're not wasting it on the people. They're not going to fucking believe you anywhere. They're not going to listen to you anywhere. So that's a good thing. You start valuing alignment over approval. I think I've already spoke about these. Sorry, I've already said these. I'm going to move on. You both have huge hands, yes. It's very, yeah, whatever. Well done. It's all good. Okay, I'm going to move on, guys. So I'm going to move on a bit. This is a longer one today. I'm going longer today, just the way it is. I'm not going to be here next Sunday. I've been doing every fucking Sunday. I'm away. I'm going to watch the rugby in Scotland. I'm watching Scotland against USA. It's the Autumn Internationals. It's at Murrayfield. I will not be doing it. I might do a lazy live on the Sunday evening if I can fit it in, but it's going to be a really chilled one because I'm going to be too busy over the week. I'm going to be busy all week working, and then the weekend I'm going to be busy out, so I won't be able to do a live. Ideally, I'd do a live in Scotland, but it's just not possible. I don't have the time. I'm only away for 24 hours. But I'm watching the rugby on what day am I watching the rugby? Sorry, I'm being thick. I'm watching the rugby on the Saturday, and then I'm coming back Sunday morning, but I won't be back here till like 12 or whatever. So I won't be doing a live in the morning, unfortunately. I like to be consistent, but I won't be next week. So I'm going to do a bit of a longer one today. I'm going with the flow today. So anyway, let me go. Good for slapping common sense into rude people. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you need to do that, Yorick. It's like that old Tango advert. Yeah, I remember that, with the bald guy. He's fat and he's all painted in fucking orange and you've been tangled. Yeah, Dawn, I remember that advert. Zig saying, have a good time at the rugby, Brad. Yeah, I will. Thank you. I will. I do it once a year. I go once a year for the Autumn Internationals, Rugby Union. Anyway, so now we're going to talk about turning being misunderstood into a strength. You're going to turn it into a strength. Okay. There's a gift in this shit. There's a real gift in being the gift of being underestimated. I'm going to put that on there. One moment. Catch the ball, Brad. Got it. Thanks. Let me just type this in. I think I'm underestimated at where I am as well. Big time. Big time. But I'm okay with it. It's okay. It's fine. A lot of people don't really know me. It's all good. So I'm just saying, being misunderstood forced me to get to know myself. Yeah, it does. I mean, if you question yourself, it forces you to, it puts you in that situation. Absolutely, Sander. Force you to work to get to know yourself on a deeper level. It's taught me mental strength and not to seek outside validation, because that just changes with the wind, doesn't it? Changes day by day, moment by moment. And then you're just a victim to it. If you only seek external validation and you only rely on that, you're going to be fucked. You're going to be fucked because you're at the mercy of other people's opinions and thoughts, and you can't control that. Underestimation has its blessings for sure. Fucking right, it does. There's a strength in it. There's a beauty in it. I'm just going to, one moment, I'll go through the comments again. I like to keep up to date with the comments the best I can. Dawn, that's a fun day going down memory lane. Nostalgia, a little bit of nostalgia there. Brilliant, Sander. Yes, I agree. Dawn, brilliant, Sander, that's the way. That's the way, Sander, absolutely. Sorry. Yeah, it's crazy to remember how the world was. Yeah, and it's never going to be like that again. It's different then, different times. A bit more freer then. Is that coming back? No, it's fucking not. That time's not coming back. Maybe it does, but it's very unlikely. Not like it was. It's gone. This might sound a little bit sad, but that's the way it is. Sander's saying, Dawn, I'm very sensitive, but I'm also very tough and resilient. Yeah. People mistake resilience for being weakness, man. They think, oh, sensitivity is basically a sign of emotional intelligence. Heightened senses. There's downsides to that sometimes, because you can become affected by things more deeply than others. But it's a strength as well. People underestimate that big time. So I'm saying, Dawn, yeah, it's nostalgic. I miss it sometimes. Absolutely. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep talking, of course. The gift of being underestimated. When people underestimate you, they reveal their limits, not yours. Underestimating you, their limits. Their limits of perception, understanding. They're at that. They can't see the wood from the trees. They can only see certain things on their level. That's their limitations, not you. They can't see the good in you. They can't see your capabilities. They don't know you deeply. They're not even fucking trying to know you deeply. That's on them. That's their limitations. That's the way it is sometimes. It gives you the element of surprise, though. They won't see you coming. They won't fucking see you coming. No way will they see you coming. They don't even see you as you are. They're not going to see you coming. Fucking happy days. You crack on. You can grow quietly, move strategically, and shock them later. Not that you want to shock them. Not that you mean to shock them. But you're going to shock them later. They're going, oh, fuck. Didn't know you could do that. You're free from the spotlight. They're doing their shit over there while others are performing. You're preparing. They're performing. They're acting. They're talking the shit, like I've said before, jabbering on, doing whatever they're doing, but you're preparing. You're doing the hard work. You're doing the deeper work. You're doing the groundwork. You're setting up to find foundations with regards to what you're trying to achieve. Doesn't matter what it is. They don't see that. They don't know that. They're limited in their ability to see that. That's just the way it is. Their doubt becomes their self-doubt about you becomes your disguise. Not that you're trying to do that, it's just what's going to naturally occur, isn't it? They can't block what they can't see coming. Basically, you're going to knock them out with your success potentially by doing well. They're not going to see you come in. They're going to, wow, look at what that person's done. That's amazing. Anyway. I'll let me go back to the comments, guys. Not until the people say enough is enough, but they're also too brainwashed and stubborn sometimes. Brainwashed, completely. If you're brainwashed, you can't see the wood from the trees. You can't see anything clearly. You don't know what's going on. You're unconscious as hell. You're a non-player character. You don't know what the fuck's going on. You're not going to be able to see anything else. You're just seeing what you're told to believe, what you've been manipulated to believe. And some people are just stubborn in the ways, set in the ways. That's all they know. They're not open to it. They're rigid. They're stuck in the ways. They're guardians of that type of thinking. They won't change. Stubborn as fuck. Sometimes stubborn can be good sometimes, but sometimes in that situation it can't be. Yorick saying, I bet Sandy would be good in rugby. She has that tough mentality. Well, yeah, you've got to be tough to play rugby. A tough mentality. That's a hard sport. That's a really fucking hard sport. Great, if you're getting paid for it, happy days, but if you're not, it's good. I played rugby league, which is like a different version of rugby than rugby union, and I played amateur, really, really amateur. Trust me, novice amateur. I wasn't amazing. Let's be honest, but I enjoy playing sports. I enjoy physicality, whatever. And I seen this guy, and he'd broken his arm. He broke his arm in a match, an amateur match. So he's doing it for free. He's actually probably paying to do it. And he broke his arm. He said, shit, I'm out of work for 5 months and I'm not getting paid. I thought, fuck this shit. I thought to myself, I don't want to like that guy breaking my arm, so I stopped playing rugby. I enjoy watching it though. Sanders laughing at Yorick. It's a very high impact contact sport. It's scary, yeah. But it'd be fantastic at morale boosting the players. So you'd be good at bigging up the players. It's good when you're all in a line and you're all together. There's a camaraderie with it. There's a togetherness in it. You're all in it together kind of thing. That's what I got from playing a little bit of rugby, but I did it. I was a novice, let's be honest. I wasn't amazing. And some of them are some of the people that play it, some of them are really nice guys, they're really good people. Some of them are just angry, fucked up, insecure men that just enjoy hurting others. And they're amateur and they're trying to fucking smash you. And then do you know what they do as well? They dig the fucking fingers into your ribs, crush your hands. Fucking some of them are assholes, man. They're just nasty fucking insecure men that are fucking taking out their anger on a rugby pitch. And like I said before, the guy broke his arm, man. He broke his fucking arm playing amateur game because someone was too rough, let's say. Well, it's a rough sport anyway. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get injuries. It's part of the game, I suppose. I bet it's good if you're getting paid for it, though. If you're getting paid for it, then you're good. But if you're not getting paid for it, not a good day out, in my opinion. Sanders laughing, saying, Yorick, go down for sure. Yorick's biting his nails. Sanders saying, don't underestimate me. Haha. It's all good. You know you've been sanded. Right, I'll carry on. So, you basically, the gift of being underestimated. Let me go back to that. It's a freedom from external validation. Being misunderstood teaches emotional independence. In relation to what Sanders said before, it's going to teach you emotional independence. You're in control then. You're in control. You're in the driving seat of your life with your emotions. You stop living for the applause and start living for alignment, basically. Zuki saying, I think I'm too fragile for rugby. I somehow managed to avoid it throughout school by going into other PE groups, doing stuff like tennis or basketball. A lot safer, to be honest. Zuki, I think most 99% of people aren't really built for that. I don't think so anyway. I think if you do play it, you're going to get injured. I think if you play any sport, you're going to get injured, but especially rugby, there's going to be broken. There's going to be hips and knees, shoulders that are going to get damaged. Let's say that beyond repair sometimes. Don saying, I knew a young guy years ago, and he's really good at football and showed tons of potential to play in the professional leagues. And kids used to kick him in the ankle and knees at school. How shit? Some people, yeah, because he was better than them. So what do? They peck at him. They kick him. They tackle him, try and hurt him because they can't beat him because he's too good. So what do people do when they see that? They try and tear you down. That's society in itself, Dawn. Absolutely. That's how it goes. That's a good analogy. That's a good example, a great example. What kind of kids do that, Yorick? Fucking kids can be cruel, Yorick, man. Some kids can be very cruel. Adults can be cruel as well. Santa's saying, Zuki, I'm from a country where rugby isn't popular. So I was good, LOL. I was the best in school at running and volleyball. Zuki's saying, some kid winded me doing football for the first time. So contact sports were a no-no after that happened. Winded you all right? Not the wind. Oh, yeah. I know what that feels like. Not nice, Zuki. You did enjoy things like rounders and badminton. It's good to do sports if you enjoy them. Everyone's different. Everyone's different things that they enjoy. Sandra's saying, when we played football with boys in school, we kicked them in the knee so we could win. Yeah, it's fucking brutal. Yeah, that's how you beat them. Just kneecap the fuckers. Kneecap them. Go with the joke there, of course. What's rounders? Sanders, rounders it's a bit like baseball, but it's not. It's similar to baseball, but it's not. You've got a bat, you've got a ball, and you just hit the ball. I remember playing it in primary school as a little kid. Similar to baseball and softball. Yes, Suki, yes. I think we used to do it with a tennis ball. Yeah. Like an easier version of baseball, basically, in a nutshell. A very vague way of saying it. Sorry, I'm just losing my trace of thought, guys. I'll keep going. It forces you to ask, what do I know about me when no one seems to see it? What do I know about me? It's forcing you to look at yourself, like we've discussed before. And that's when self-trust is born, not from being praised, but from being doubted and moving forward anyway. Being doubted and moving forward anyway. Being fucking written off and moving forward anyway. Everyone's writing you off. Everyone thinks you're shit. Everyone thinks you're no good. Everyone doesn't see your potential, but you look within and look hard at yourself and you find it from within. That's very, very powerful. That's a very good way of moving through that underestimation. Like I said, that's the gift of being underestimated. One of the gifts, a gift through the suffering. When you stop waiting to be seen, you start seeing your own power. I'm not waiting for these cunts to fucking see how good I am. I already know I'm good. Fuck them. I'm going to do well anyway. Dawn's then saying, it's a terrible game. I can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo. Not for you then, Dawn. Not for Dawn. Funny. Yorick saying, some guy named Steve in school goes home to his mum and says, Mum, I got kicked in the knees by a girl named Sandra. It was part of the football. Sandra then says, Yorick, it was a crazy school. Boys were really naughty. Police was there often. One kid in my class stood at the window of the 3rd floor, threatened to jump. Another smoked weed in class. Fucking badass kids there. Getting stoned as fuck. Getting high. It's all good, Sandra. Oh, God. I was a right dick. I used to fucking smoke weed in the I was a 15, 16. I was at school. I was a fucking dick. And I used to smoke. I was a stone dick at the time. I used to smoke weed every fucking day. And I got caught skinning up in the library. I got caught. Yeah, I was a naughty boy. But then we lied. We said it was cigarettes. But they didn't quite catch us with the weed. But I used to smoke weed on the breaks all the time. I was such a dick. Anyway, so you're saying, I've always bruised easily. I remember doing paintball. For the first time, I was covered black and blue, head to toe. Fucking hell, Suki, that paintball is brutal. That'll sting like fuck. That sounds harsh, Suki. Dawn saying, gee, Sander, rough as toast. Sander said it was crazy, Dawn. Sander saying, Yorick, poor Steve, ha ha ha. I hate paintball. I bet it's fun, but I bet it stings like fuck. I've never done it, but I bet it stings like fuck. It looks painful. Anyway, I'll keep going with this. When you stop, yeah, I've seen that. I've read that. So the advantage of depth, there's an advantage to being deep. People who are misunderstood often think differently. They see layers others miss. They look at other perspectives. Your perspective is your cutting edge. You're seeing things other people aren't seeing. They don't look there. They don't go there. Your deep thinking gives you a deeper understanding and a wider perspective. You're seeing things other people are going to miss. And even though these other people are misunderstanding you, even though they're underestimating you, the same thing that isolates you socially is what can elevate you creatively, professionally, or spiritually. So you're being isolated, you've been cast aside. Don't want to know you. They don't want to think. They just think you're too much for them. You're too much for them. That's what it is. You are literally too much for them. But that, if you're working on yourself, you're going to be thinking more creatively, doing your own thing. That can impact you professionally, personally, spiritually, whatever. The list goes on. Being underestimated protects your originality from imitation. No one's going to, if you're being underestimated, people aren't going to imitate you because they're going to see you less than what you are. They're not going to want to imitate you. But why would you want other people imitating you anyway? You want to be your own best self, for example. Anyone, you're saying anyone named Steve? One moment. I'm losing track. I've got to go back to the comments. So Eric's saying you didn't know, just imagine Steve getting kicked by Sander. Hope there's no viewers named Steve. Yeah, sorry, Steve. You've been kicked to fuck, but we're sorry. I'm joking, of course. I'm going with a joke. Laser tag always seems safer and just as fun. I've done laser tag. That's fun. And it doesn't hurt. Dawn saying I used to smoke weed on the college buzz. Guess what? Snap. I used to smoke weed on this college buzz. Fucking like a dick at the back. And he tried to throw me off the bus a few times, little asshole. How dare they try to throw you off the bus for smoking weed? Dumb, cheeky bastards. Yeah, done it. Not saying that's a good thing, by the way. I'm not saying that's the right thing, but being young and naive and silly, that's what I've done. Sander's saying that you've done paintball once, never again, so you must have experienced the pain of that, Sander. Jorik says again, anyone named Steve out there, we're sorry, Steve. We're really sorry. Zuki says airsoft must be worst. I've never heard of airsoft, Zuki. I've never heard of that, if I'm honest. Sander saying savage, Dawn. What's laser tag? And laser tag, I don't know about airsoft because I've never heard of that, but laser tag is basically just lasers. They have it at the Trafford Centre, Sander, if you've ever been. They have basically lasers, yeah. And you just like fire the laser and you'll have a sensor on you'll have a jacket over you. It's like it's usually in a dark place, so there's lots of little tunnels you can walk around and dodge, and you're just shooting each other with a laser. It's fun. And if you get hit, you get a vibration on your suit. That's it. It doesn't feel painful. So it's a lot less harsh than fucking paintball. Don't saying you shoot each other in the woods, but they just shoot lasers at the body. Yes, that's exactly it. Dawn. Airport is paintball shooting with guns, I think. Didn't know that, Yorick. Dawn saying she's not sure what airsoft is. Sana saying, oh, I like that. Yeah, it's more fun. It's a lot. It's the fun without the pain, basically. Oh, BB pellets. Fucking BB pellets, little ball bearings, aren't they? They're going to sting like fuck. Not for me, thank you. Sana saying, all right, more realistic. Sana saying, I'd love to do laser tag. Why do I do it? I think they do it. They do it at various. There used to be more of them years ago. Less of them now. If you just Google it, you'll find it. Oh, don't say I'm the little asshole, not the driver. Sorry. When I was young, though, Dawn, and if I was the one smoking the weed at the back, I'd be like the dickhead that I was. I'd be calling the driver the asshole, which is not the right thing to do. But I was young and stupid at the time. But yeah, I get it. You were the little asshole in the situation. Yes, so was I. Let's be honest, Dawn. Yeah. So I'm saying, all right, Zuki, as long as it's harmless. Yeah. Santa saying, laughing my ass off, Stevie Wonder. What Croatian equivalent to that name is? Fucking hell, I don't know the answer to that question, Sander. Stevie Wonder, I wonder what that... I do wonder what the answer is to that. I have no idea. Oh my God, Brad, I want to go now. Love Trafford Centre. Trafford Centre can be good, but it can get overcrowded. There's a lot of options there. There's so much going. It's massive, isn't it? Trafford Centre. It's fucking huge. There's a lot of shit to do there, though. A lot of good food. It's massive. Basically, really big. Anyone that's not been, it's massive. Zuki's saying, yeah, laser tag places have slowly closed down over time. Used to be a lot more popular. Yes, they did. Yorick said, in Russia, people don't use lasers. They use the real fingers for fucking hell, Yorick. Yeah, they do, mate. Real time, proper bullets and that. Real hardcore, yeah. They're doing it as we speak. But it's fucking horrendous, that. Like, yeah, it's the real deal, that one. Stone saying, yes, we used to laugh at poor old Harry. We used to say he probably goes home and smashes plates after driving us back and forward. Good old Harry. Yeah, fucking hell, but that's not an easy job, dealing with little shits all day, Dawn. Fuck that. I don't think I'd like to do that job either. I've been kicked off the bus a few times as a kid as well. I got kicked off for being a gobby little prick. Sorry to swear there, but I was at the time. Zuki says, I think most of my childhood was spent playing video games inside, so I took the safe route. Yeah. I did a lot of that as well, Zuki, when I was younger as well, playing games. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep going. You're basically, people who, the advantage of depth, people who misunderstand you often think differently. They're going to see layers of information. Your perspective is going to be cutting edge. You're going to see through things. The same thing that isolates you socially is what can elevate you. I've already said that. Sorry. Got a quote. Being misunderstood is often the tax you pay for having depth. So being misunderstood, being misunderstood is what you're going to pay. That's the pay for having. That's the tax that you're going to pay for being a deeper thinker, for thinking outside the box. That's the price you're going to pay. Everything has a price, I suppose. Moving on, energy reallocation. One of the gifts of being underestimated. One of the gifts of being misunderstood. You don't need to waste energy proving your worth anymore. You're done with it. You're fucking good. You're not even bothering. You're not playing that game. You're basically you're elevating away from that 3D. You're going about this three-dimensional, low vibrational shit. We're meant to consciously grow spiritually away from this into 4D, 5D, for instance. Living your authentic self would be more 4D, wouldn't it? In my opinion, anyway. You're moving away from that low vibrational shit. You're not sucked in anymore. You're not bothered anymore. You're not upset. You're neutral. You're just looking at it from afar. You're concentrating your energy on yourself and doing well, not on the bullshit. Every time that you try to convince someone, delay your own evolution. So you don't need to explain yourself sometimes. There's no point. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your breath. Don't waste your words. Do not cast pearls. What's that saying? Don't cast pearls amongst pigs. Don't cast pearls amongst pigs. Biblical saying, a good one. Don't give your pearls of wisdom. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your gifts on pigs that aren't going to appreciate them. Fuck them. Don't waste it. I like that saying. It's really good. Some biblical sayings are great, even though I'm not religious personally, but I think some of the quotations are amazing. Anyway, redirect your energy into your craft, purpose, or growth. Always focus on you. You do you. Let them talk the shit. Let them do what they're doing. You do you. Let your consistency do what explanation never could. Basically, actions, man. Actions speak louder than words. Be consistent with your actions. That's it. That's all you need to do. Block out the shit. Ignore it. Don't be bothered by it. That's when you win. That's when you win. And silence becomes powerful when you start letting your results speak. Yeah. The actions will give you the results. They will speak for themselves. You don't need to do anything else. Let's go back to the comments. Anyway, what game did you used to play? Yorick is asking Suzuki. I used to love playing games as well. I get really addicted to them. I enjoy them. I try to stop myself doing it though, because I'm an all or nothing person, and I enjoy playing games. But I try to avoid it because I've only got so much time. Sandra's saying, poor Harry, the bus driver. But it's a difficult job, challenging job. Sandra's saying, Yorick's proper nerd, love that. I'm a little bit of a nerd on the slide as well, if I'm honest. Yorick saying, anyone named Harry and Steve in the chat, be like, why me? Funny. Don't say I was always outside covered in mud playing with horses or on my bike. Yeah. I had a mixture of the two. Sometimes I play games inside, sometimes I'd be outside playing football, doing what I'm doing. And then obviously when it became dark, you'd have to be home as a kid. I was always out and about doing stuff though, very active. Sandra's saying, Zuki, even LOL, sorry, misread that. Zuki saying, Yorick, mostly PS1, PS2, Spyro, Rayman, Crash Team Racing, Jack 3, Need for Speed. I remember playing Spyro and I remember playing Need for Speed. I did play the other Zuki, if I'm honest. I used to like the PS1 though, definitely. Showing my age there a little bit. Sandra's saying you couldn't, you was always outside too, you couldn't catch me to go inside. Zuki saying absolutely to Sandra. Don't say same, Sandra, didn't feel like punishment. Zuki saying, did you go on bike rides, walks too though? Good memories with that. Yeah, I used to go fishing and stuff like that. Oh God, carefree days, weren't it? Carefree days. You don't realise at the time. I remember seeing a post on YouTube or something. He's saying, you don't know when the last moment that you're going to be with your group of friends as a kid. You don't know when that last day is going to be until it's gone, obviously, until you look back. I had a good active childhood though. I was out and about. Yeah, I did. Sandra's saying, Zuki, amazing. Sandra's saying, I've really enjoyed this live today. Oh, thanks. I really enjoyed it too. Thank you. Thanks for everyone engaging as well. Really makes a big difference. Thank you. Don't say it's a great saying. Yes, absolutely. Yorick saying, I need to find a multiplayer game online that can all join and play, and each other would be fun. Yeah, that'd be great. Anyway, Zuki says we were lucky. There was a lot of bike routes and a small ride away from home, which connected most routes in the region. Yes, safe cycling routes, good to have within your demographics of where you live. Sandra's saying, oh my God, yes, Yorick. With regards to the games. Okay, cool. Sandra's saying, Zuki sounds blissful. Yorick saying, as long as it's not a game of knee kicking, I might win. Zuki saying, Yorick Brown, I am mostly playing on PC nowadays. Planet Side 2 currently. Sorry, I've never played that, Zuki. Dawn saying, if I can play you on my £300 phone, that's the only technology I own. You can do a lot with your phone, though, Dawn. Shitloads. Basically, it's a computer in your pocket, isn't it? Big time. Santa's saying, ha ha ha. What phone is it, Dawn? Ulefone. I don't know what Ulefone is. Sorry, Dawn. iPhone 13, I guess. Oops. Yorick says it works exactly like a Samsung. Santa's saying, Dawn, what the fuck is that? LOL. I need to Google it. Good try. Dawn, Santa's saying it looks very cool. I've never heard of that one. Is it from Uganda? Didn't know that. It's different. I've never heard of it before. Does the job, whatever. I don't know what kind of phone that is. Santa's saying, laugh my ass off, Yorick. Don't say no contact tracked and it's difficult to damage it. I drove a truck over it and it survived. That's a good thing. Some of these phones can be really fragile, can't they? They cost a lot of money. You spend shitloads on a phone. As long as it works, it does what you need to do and you're happy with it, it's all good. That's a tough phone, man, by the sound of it. Dawn thought it was Chinese, but it's Ugandan. I didn't think Uganda, I thought Uganda was a really poor country. Like, I didn't know they made phones. Dawn said it's a brick. Double-wide phone. Like Nokia 3310. God, I remember those. Fucking hell. I used to love my Nokia 3310 with a snake on it. Going back to 1999, 2000 there, showing my age. Nokia was top of the game then, wasn't it? It was very big at the time. It was a phone to have of the time, Sander, if you remember. So you're saying, all my work, Gad, our uniform. I wanted to throw it at a rude customer to test how tough it once. Yeah, aim for the temple. Sander's laughing at Yorick. That phone's basically a weapon. No Scope 69. Hello, No Scope 69. What am I? One eye, two ears, and a door. Oh, we're talking in riddles now. I don't know, Nora. Does anyone know the answer to No Scope 69's riddle? What am I? One eye, two ears, and a door. I don't know. If anyone can decipher that, go for it. You're saying, imagine knocking someone out with that phone. It'd be like the guy had to take a call. I gave it to him, smack hard on the cheek. You're saying, no, it's not from Uganda, Brad. It was a joke. Sorry, I didn't know. Fuck me. I'm not in on that joke. I was taking that literally. I was thinking, Uganda phone. What the fuck? Probably more likely to be Chinese. China's huge, man. China's doing really, really well. People imagine China to be like it was in 1970, and it's just not. The infrastructure, the standard of living, I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's very good in a lot of areas. It's growing, it's developing. Where the American world, the British, the Western world, let's call it that, is receding. It's weakening, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, I won't go on about that for now. No scoper. It doubles as a weapon. I have a 3310 in the drawer. Good phone to have. It's like a burner phone, isn't it? Not going to be tracked if you want to go down that road. You didn't get the joke earlier. No, I didn't get it, Ivy Dawn. I missed it. It went over my head. You got the joke though, Sander. Sander saying, I think it's because my jokes are bad too. It's all good. It's all good. So what have we learned today? We have learned that Sander kicks hard in the knees and Dawn has a brick as a phone. So the offensive strategies are good, aren't they? You've got the brick as a phone, fucking go for the temple, kneecap them and then just twat them with a brick. Joking, of course. Don't say my phone can be used as a walkie-talkie if you buy an aerial for it. Funny. I'll keep going anyway. Developing your emotional mastery. The gifts of being underestimated. I'm going to finish this off. Sorry, guys. I'll keep going. Being misunderstood gives you the chance to build emotional strength because you work on yourself. You're relying on yourself as well. You're not relying on the group. You're not relying on everyone else. You're just relying on yourself. You learn patience. Not everyone is meant to understand you right now, and that's okay. It's absolutely fine. You learn discernment. Who deserves your energy and who doesn't. You learn who am I going to put my energy into and who not to. I'm not going to waste my energy with these fuckers. They're just going to drain me. They're just going to fucking look down on me. I'm not going to bother. I'm not wasting my time and energy on those types of people. You learn to recognize who genuinely wants the best for you. You learn to recognize people that appreciate you, and you reciprocate that energy back to them. Ideally, that people are taking the piss. People are trying to take from you. People don't have your best interests at heart. Don't waste your energy on them. You learn calm. Being underestimated no longer offends you. It motivates you. It can also give you the long game mindset. It's a marathon, not a fucking sprint, man. It really is. One moment, sip of water. The misunderstood person who stays consistent eventually gets recognized. You have your time in the sun eventually, but only after they have evolved through the silence. Keep your flaw long-term temporary. Underestimation isn't permanent always. Not always. Many deep thinkers, artists and leaders were dismissed at first. They studied then they were studied later. They were revered later. They were misunderstood in their time. Is it Nikola Tesla? Nikola Tesla invented so many things. He died poor. He died with nothing. I think he was misunderstood big time. He was way ahead of his time. He's the godfather of Wi-Fi, basically, and amongst many other things. He created the light bulb, I think. Then Edison stole it, didn't he? He was underestimated. He was misunderstood. I think he was a bit of a loner type. He was so smart. Why has fucking Elon Musk named his cars after Tesla? Because he was that good. That's a massive compliment to Nikola Tesla. That's what I think. That's one person that was a deep thinker, way ahead of his time, way ahead, and very misunderstood and underestimated. Now he's studied and revered, isn't he? People study his work now. They've expanded on his knowledge and on his experiments. But he died poor. He died with nothing. I think he lost his way a little bit. I don't know exactly the full story, but I do know he's a very intelligent, influential man, and he did change humanity. And he did have his ideas stolen. Is that fair? No. But Elon Musk has named his cars after him, so that's a big sign. Why would he do that? Why would Elon Musk? A lot of people might not like Elon Musk, but he's a very intelligent man, very successful person, let's say, for right or for wrong. And he's named his cars after this person. After the fact, way after the fact, over maybe 100 years after the fact, after he was alive. Anyway, stay in motion. Clarity catches up with courage. Clarity catches up with courage. Absolutely. Right now, they might not get you, but one day they will quote you. Might not get you now, but one day they'll quote you. Anyway, I'll go back to comments. To the comments, let's say. Sandy's saying you're really funny, Dawn. It's good, funny, good to laugh, man. All good. Wouldn't want to bump into Dawn and Sandy in the dark alley at night. Sandy would be kicking my knees while Dawn uses a brick phone. Yeah, you'll be getting filled in, Yorick, lad. Be careful. I'm joking, of course. Dawn says I'm actually serious. Look it up. Sandy says Yorick, you're a smart man. Stay away. Yeah, yep. I'm joking. I'll be fine in the apocalypse. Yeah, you need to be tough. Or harder times coming. They might be, guys. I hope I'm wrong, but harder times might be coming. Harder than you might think. You need to be tough. You need to be tough. I hope I'm wrong with that, but I think it's turbulent times within the world, let's say that. So I say, ha ha ha. If you ever lose signal, Dawn, you're safe. Sandra's saying, son, don't you rats and cockroaches, lol. Exactly. Ha ha ha. Whatever. Nicholas says that he was born in Croatia, of course. Was he born in Croatia? I thought he was Serbian, sorry. Around there, though. Yugoslavia at the time, wasn't it? Sandra's saying, us and Serbians have been arguing over Tesla for decades. Like, where did he come from? Wow. He was massively misunderstood, wasn't he? Really was in his time. Dawn saying Tesla and others would stop because they would have put the oil companies out of business and other powers. Yeah, they would. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he was thinking of having energy that, like a machine or whatever, that would create energy naturally and cheaply, almost like free, like generate the energy for free. And yes, and they didn't like it. The powerful companies didn't like it because it was like free renewable energy, basically, that he was creating in line with that, if I remember correctly. The oil companies didn't like that. The energy companies didn't like that at all. Sandra's saying there's a museum in his birthplace in Croatia that I'm dying to visit. Where's that, Sandra? What's the town called? Dawn saying nice. There's many other people that will have similar stories to him as well. There'll be different people that have been misunderstood and underestimated in life while they were alive, but then they were revered later on. They were admired after the fact. Anyway, Derek saying random general knowledge. The guy who invented Rubik's Cube was Hungarian. I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing. Someone saying Tesla was a great mind. He attempted to give us free electricity. Yes. Thanks for. But Edison stole his ideas. Yes. And cashed in on it. Yeah, he fucking did. Stories that Tesla died in poverty. What a man. Yeah, he did die in poverty. Everything you said is correct, Sander. Sander saying Yorick, Eastern Europe is full of talent. There's some very talented people that live there. Dawn saying, I'm the only one who thinks zombie films are actually about what's happening now, the non-play characters. Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. Have a sip of water. I'm saying, Brad, how dare you, laughing my ass off? What have I done now? What the fuck have I done now? Says was born in, oh yeah, because I said he's born in Serbia. Well, I don't know for a fact, but it could have been, Sander. I'm winding you up a little bit there. Tesla was born in Smiljan, Croatia. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. I've been going since 10. Shit. Oh, it's been an extra long one today. Yeah. For anyone that thinks zombie films are actually about what's happening now, yeah, well, yeah, non-play characters out there, Dawn, just dumb as fuck, dishevelled, looking fucking lost, brain dead, completely like endgame capitalism, isn't it? Sometimes heavily medicated, completely avoiding their emotions and the feelings, like mole people, almost like numb, just like walking around like fucking numb as fuck. Like no one's home. You speak to them, you speak to them, there's nothing in their eyes. The eyes don't light up. There's a dead, vacant look in the eyes, I find, with a lot of people. They don't really think. They don't have any opinions on anything. It's just like, yeah, no, what? Yeah. Really? Okay, then. I'm going home now. That's it. It's like, what the fuck? Who's there? Like, trying to talk to you. Like, hey, hello, how are you doing? What are you up to? Blah, blah, blah. Like, try to talk to them, try to converse with them. There's no one home. It's like, there's no point in fucking speaking to this person. You might as well be speaking a totally different language to some of these people. I think it's like, where the fuck are you? Who's home? Hello, who's home? Who's home? Oh, yeah. Wake up, dickhead. It's like, no one's there. Dawn saying, I'm going to feel the lazy Spartan like the barbecue. Oh, good for you, Dawn. That sounds amazing. And the spa as well. I'm jealous. It's freezing and been raining, but fuck it. It's Sunday. Go for it, Dawn. Live your best life. I think I'm going to call it a day. You guys are... Basically, I'll call it a day in a moment. Thanks, guys, for today. It's been great. So I'm just going to finish with this for now. I'm going to finish with this. The emotional turnaround, in fact, oh, sorry, 1 second. Every time you were doubted, that was training. Every time you doubted, every time you put down, it's training. It's making you stronger. It's making you better, okay? Every time you felt unseen, that was grounding. You're grounding yourself. You're setting the foundational blocks into place. Every time someone misjudged you, that was the redirection, not rejection. Every time someone's misjudged you, that was redirection, not rejection. But what being misunderstood wasn't happening to you, but for you. It's actually... Anyway, I'm going to call it a day because it's been a longer one. I'm going to try and do a live next week on Sunday night if I can. It depends on how I feel. I'm sorry I won't be here on Sunday morning next week. It's been great. Thank you for today, guys. It's been amazing. I don't say it's been good to finally manage to catch one. It's been far too long. Yeah, good to have you with us again, Dawn. You've been in and around it anyway. On and off, of course, but you've got a life to live, which I completely understand. Love and respect to all you guys. It's been really good. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep looking after each other. I'll see you again soon, hopefully. I'll let you know with regards to when the next live is going to be on my channel. It's going to be at some point next week, but obviously not Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to be here. So, but anyway, thank you to everyone that subscribed, by the way. I made it to 200 subscribers. I've made it to 50 lives. Amazing. Fucking top. I'm really glad. I'm really grateful. So thank you. Thanks for your time. Keep looking after each other. I'll call it a day now. Thank you and goodbye.